Hello, Mario.
Shit. Fuck. They couldn't hear the fucking bit that I was doing. Okay. Bit reset. Chat. I'm feeling a little sick. I'm feeling a little sick tonight. And the reason for that is, hold on a sec. I gotta go down here and I gotta recoup myself. I gotta recoup myself a little bit because, I've been spending too much time in the bowl.
Oh no.
And not just any bowl, chat. The fucking toilet bowl.
No.
The fucking toilet bowl, chat. This right here.
I'm already. Oh my god! Whoa! Giraffe, what's happening?
My bit game is so shit in these past couple of days.
Mario.
I can't keep a straight face. I can't keep a straight face for any of it. Hi everyone. Welcome to tonight's Longboy Club meeting. My name's Rafasev. I'm the president of the Longboy Club, very large enjoyer of all things gaming, wrestling, other hyperfixations, and my stinky cat. Tonight, we are doing... We're fucking doing it.
We're doing it. Oh, no.
Our goal tonight is to answer the question of what the fuck is this? We are going on a journey tonight to have this question answered, and you know, I've heard everything about it. I've heard all kinds of thoughts on it. I've heard
Mario.
that it's lore heavy. I heard that there's a real fucking story behind this, and you know, from an outsider's perspective, from a trained eye, rather from an untrained eye, it's all gibberish. It makes no sense. But that's why I brought someone on who is infinitely smarter than me at this. I have the Skibidi Scholar here in my presence. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Yes, hello, my name is Midnight Blaze. I spent 12 years at Skibidi School studying my Skibidi Scholar schematics. It's been a long path, but Mr. Staff here just told me that he needed someone of the expertise, and I thought I'd offer my assistance, you know what I'm saying?
I did, because listen, this thing is so shitty. This thing has so much shit, I can't clean it up myself. So, I brought on someone who can do it with me. And, you know, I mean, this is going to be the whole fucking stream here. We're essentially going to be deep diving into the realm of Skibidi Toilet with my good friend Blaze here. We're going to be stopping periodically to kind of go throughout our findings and just kind of discuss what's what, essentially.
Oh.
I'm in an incognito tab right now because, listen, I'll be in the ground before this fucking just corrupts my search history. But, you know, maybe by the end I'll become a fan. Maybe I'll go from sick to fucking lit when it comes to Skibidi Toilet. Who knows? I am here for the brain rot we're about to receive it. Absolutely. We're about to receive all of it.
Worst case scenario, if you get sick, you can just throw up into the toilet. The Skibidi Toilet, it's right there. It's
yeah,
right
exactly. You know, for a stream like this,
Mario.
I felt that I had to get into the spirit, you know? I had to approach this in good faith. So, I decided to kind of take part in their culture a little bit. I am now a Skibidi man myself. I'm the Skibidi Stev, or the Stevity Toilet, you could say.
Stevity Toilet is awful.
The Stevity Toilet. You know what? I'm doing that then. I'm the Stevity Toilet now. And you all are just gonna kind of be here with us as we go throughout this tonight. But first of all, How are y'all doing tonight? We have in chat right now, we have One Ponytail, we have Jim P. Fault, we have Morning Keeves, Dark Raven, Logos, Lumi Celestine, my collab partner, Blaze, right there, and Tina, and Swiggy Chungus, and Ironsides. We have a shitload.
Hello, Mario.
And Derps. We have a shitload of people in here. We have a whole like toilet load of people
Hello,
in here
Mario.
right now. And Asia Toad. Jesus Christ. Okay, so I'm gonna turn on a bit of music here while my good friend Blaze gives us a little bit of setup into what we're fucking about to get into, because I don't think we can just like fucking dive into this like raw and uncut, right?
I'm trying to think here. I'm trying to think what the best approach would be to it. Like, I'm really trying to just explain or try and think of approaching this.
All
I don't
right.
think there's any way. I don't think there's any way to approach it. I think we just gotta. I think we have to dive into episode 1.
All right, so we just gotta go in raw, uncut.
It's like
I can't give
can't-
up. I gotta stay determined throughout this. Yes. Exactly, Undertale.
it's so true, Undertale. Thank you.
We gotta talk about Mogul Toilet. Listen, let's get ahead of ourselves. We gotta start at the beginning.
In
And
the beginning, there was
is this the
Skibbity.
beginning here?
Skibbity Toilet is the beginning of Skibbity Toilet, and the playlist is really obnoxious. So you have to go backwards.
It's all
Like-
backwards.
Yeah, it's all backwards. So when the video finishes, if you're not quick enough, it will go to the last episode you just watched.
This guy fucking claims all his stuff, and yet he can't even be bothered to like curate his
Set it up,
playlist.
right? It was so annoying.
This is
also-
actually obnoxious.
Some of them also repeat. Like episode 57 has like 7 parts to it, and like part 1 will have like 2 part 1s. I don't know. You'll figure it out, man. We'll wing it. We'll wing it.
Let's just go all in. This is season 1 here, which I guess is just the first 5 videos. Unfortunately, we
yeah.
got content farms of this shit. Dude, content farms? They're like sweatshops making this stuff, eh? Is that where we are?
The sweatshop of Skibbity Toilet.
Oh, fuck. Uh-oh.
There we go.
Alright, we start out innocent enough, it looks like.
How you feeling?
What?
They're attacking, man.
The class.
Here we have
What
here we
the
have
fuck?
our first confirmed casualty.
This like
He's taking his
escalated
falling.
so quick.
They're here to take over the world, man. What can I say?
What the fuck? Jeez. What? All right. Oh. What? That's
That was season 1.
You want to pet this? You want to pet this guy here? Dude, I'm literally in a toilet bowl. You want to wash your hands after this.
Who's to say that the Skibbity Stab isn't clean? Who's to say?
I got the cleanest content on this fucking side of the restroom, dude.
So, how are we feeling about season 1 so far? How you feeling?
What? Why? First off.
Well, a lot happened in that season. A lot happened.
Did it?
Oh my god, yeah.
Hold on.
Step on up. Come on, come on, come on. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Hurry. Oh,
That's not fair. I didn't see it.
Oh, you missed.
That's not
Well,
fair.
maybe you didn't. You owe me 10
What do you
bucks
mean?
either way.
Okay, so like I have a redeem in where like someone can like throw a thing at me, and it's like a giant gold ring. And I'm just like, that doesn't count. You didn't hit anything. Derps gifted a sub to. Oh wait, hold on. What? Hold on. Oh, Derps, thank you for the prime. I appreciate it.
Oh yeah.
I genuinely don't get what's happening. Why? What is happening? Tell me.
Do you want an explanation?
Yes, I want the deets.
All right, so episode 1, Skibidi first arrival. What do they want? Let's find out.
Ugh.
Episode 2, a new variant of the Skibidi toilet appears, the green-haired Skibidi toilet.
The green-haired Skibidi
The
toilet.
green-haired Skibidi toilet. It was in the middle stall.
Okay.
It was in the middle stall of Skibidi toilet too. Episode 3, this is where shit gets complicated, man. Giant Skibidi appears. It seems that they want to invade. They're taking over the city. Several humans are running away. One confirmed casualty ran over by the giant Skibidi toilet. They mean business.
Okay. So hold on. I got a question then.
Yeah, what's up?
The end of 3 here.
Uh-huh.
Does him jutting out at the screen at the end mean anything? Are like all the people on that bridge dead?
Yes.
Yes.
Every person on this bridge is dead now.
Yes.
Yes.
Dude.
Everybody is dead in this scene. Everybody is definitely dead.
Dude, this isn't the first casualty. This is like the first like 20 casualties. What?
First confirmed casualties.
What do they want? Why are they so
What?
aggro?
What do they want? Skip to Toilet 6. The classic.
Skibidi murder. Okay. So like are these just all the Skibidis showing up in different places?
They're taken over by force.
All right, we're fighting back. It looks
We're
like.
fighting back, but they don't like that. They mean
Flush.
business. Oh, it's a big guy.
This is such an extreme reaction to just one person. What camera heads?
Ah, yes, the alliance of cameramen.
Why? Why is it camera heads?
Who else is gonna fight back against them?
What? Huh? Okay, so here's my question, right?
Yeah, what's up?
The guy in this, right?
Uh-huh.
The guy who is like the person that we're seeing out of the eyes of, right?
Right.
Is that person dead after this?
I would only imagine so. I would only imagine so.
So really, even before episode 2, I guess, we already have death.
I mean, it's not said what happens to the bros who are being skibbidied, but I can only imagine it's a fate worse than death.
What?
I can only imagine.
I really want to know who the lore curator of Skibidi is.
I have him on a speed dial.
Like who's like the one that's deciding this? Like who's the one that's making the decisions? Okay,
Whoa.
so we got the camera guys, Gangnam Style. Wait,
They have a police force now.
is this like a different? Is this different from the camera people police force, or are they like taking over? Like the camera police force, and
The
now
camera-
they're like installing themselves within law enforcement.
The camera police force are people known as the Alliance who have pledged to fight back against the Skibbity army, no matter the cost.
So like there's, it's like there isn't even like a military. It's just like this like fucking like militia of like camera head people trying
You
to
have no idea. That's exactly it, and not it at all.
getting skibbidied in Ohio while someone raises up Livy Dunn. That is the most Gen Z thing I've ever heard. That's the most my generation thing I've ever heard. No, I need the Skibbity toilet kill count video.
Oh my god, the fucking kill count, no way.
I need the Skibbity toilet kill count video, chat. Okay, so now they've installed their own religion.
Of course. But we're not having it.
What?
Down with him.
Oh. Okay.
They're
They're just
cooking up.
walking up. They're just walking up. Just completely raw.
Raw dogging 24/7. Here they go. Flush is a very effective tactic against Skibidi Toilet.
So like, in order to defeat the Skibidi Toilet, you need to flush them.
Something like that.
Are they fucking stupid? Are they dumb? Why
Ooh,
would
the
they have
cameramen or the
such...
Skibidi Toilets?
They literally have, like, a big, like, flashing red point on their body. It's literal... Like, the flusher is literally just, like, the massive red point that you hit for massive damage.
Yeah,
Like-
exactly. It's a critical thing. But you know what's interesting? Mr. Step?
What?
In episode 9, we see a first instance of a Skibidi Toilet showing fear of being flushed.
Okay. Wait.
Isn't that crazy?
Isn't that this one?
They show
This one?
fear.
Isn't this one?
Whatever episode 9 is.
This is Skibidi Toilet 9.
Episode 9, hell yeah. Watch. This is important. Watch this. He gets flushed. Watch this guy. He
He
shows
runs away.
fear.
I
He
see
shows
it.
fear.
I see it. I see.
Can you believe
it? And this is like a pivotal moment in the fucking storytelling. Yes.
Probably. It
You
was
know
a key
what?
event.
You know what? I'm able to accept that. That right there is their canon event. They finally get a taste of their own medicine. So
They got flesh and they're like, oh shit.
I'm effectively
knows?
confused. I mean, like, listen, again, what I'm getting here is that there's a lot of subtext. This right here is the Dark Souls of YouTube series. You gotta read between the lines with this bullshit, it looks like. You gotta make sure it stays clean. Like a toilet bowl.
Oh my god, look. Old Toilet is here. Why is he old? How old is he?
What? Huh? Casualties. That's
A
like
lot.
friendly fire, dude. This right here is like friendly fire. They were like all ready, too. Like, this guy wanted to play a hero, you know?
Out of the way, they weren't fast enough.
He was ready to play the hero, and he just killed his own kind, it looks like.
Maybe it was a trap. It was a setup like oh, these guys are weak, we can take them, and then boom, boom, right there. Right in the shitter where it hurts. Right in the shitter.
Their entire existence has gone down the shitter. So, like, listen, it seems like these guys have a lot of weak points, right? It seems like the Skibidi Toilets have a lot of weak points. Because
Well, at the start, sure.
You can flush them, you can run them over, you can maybe shoot them in the head. I don't know yet.
But squishy human camera guys also have a lot of weaknesses, you know?
Baba Booey.
This is fucking ridiculous.
What? And they can push you off?
They can.
What?
The forces of nature. Look at them go.
And he committed Sudoku there. Okay. What? That's the one they forgot
It's messed
about.
up. It's messed up.
That's like the bane of toilet men. That's Bane.
Bane of toilet men. What are we seeing here? Holy shit. It's G-Man. G-Man Skibidi Toilet.
G-man, eh? I love how there's like no civilians here too.
You know what? You know why there's no civilians?
Why are there why are some of them the Iron Spider?
So, do you want to hear my headcanon? You want to hear my headcanon? I think.
You know what?
I think
Yes,
there's
I
no
do.
more
I do wanna-
civilians.
There's no civilians.
There's no civilians because I think when the Skibidi Toilets kill, they infect, and that's why there's so many more of them.
So they infected all the humans.
There's
essentially.
no more humans left besides cameramen because all the humans are Skibidi Toilets now. They got Skibidi.
Unless
They got-
like, unless the people that we're looking out the eyes of sometimes are in fact human beings, but I mean we don't see any of them. We don't see and chat. Do you see what's fucking happening to me? It is not lost on me what's happening to me. I'm breaking this shit down. I'm breaking this down because Blaze is setting it up for me. Here. The POVs are all cameramen. Is that, like, confirmed?
It'll show you a little bit later. It makes it more like oh, we are cameramen now. I think in the first few of them they're
Rambo.
humans still, but like I'm pretty sure we're cameramen now. I'm pretty sure.
What blew him up? My dude literally just like tripped on a pebble and now he's dead. I skidded my last deed with this one. I skibbitied my last toilet with this one.
It's awful.
What? Is there a giant cameraman? There's
Who
a
knows?
giant cameraman.
Introducing Camera Titan.
Attack on camera.
Isn't he wonderful?
Y'all are fucking. Oh, I see.
They've advanced so far that they can just sit back and watch Camera Titan. He's so good. Look at him go.
Okay. He has like an Iron Man core, it looks like. Why is he Iron Man, but also like a Titan?
He's really good. It's Cameraman versus G-Man.
I feel like I'm on shrooms at the moment.
Maybe you are.
Let's say, maybe you are. I will say though, chat, I realized that... What?
Cameraman had to retreat. This is crazy.
Wait, are we about to get into interrogation?
Oh yeah, we took one of them hostage. This shit goes deep. We're talking war crimes here. What does he have to say?
Even when he's fearing for his life, he can't stop.
They want to know who the G-Man toilet is. They want to know. They have to get information out of him. He's a prisoner of war. But they're the victims now. G-Man found him.
He called the G... Okay, so like... Hold on. Let me go back. This fucking guy here.
Yes.
This
G-Man.
guy. Is this like the king of Skibbity here?
So basically, he was the first big guy. He was introduced back in, I think like episode 10 or something like that. He is the Skibbity leader, the Skibbity spokesman. Think of like Skibbity Donald Trump, and that's him.
So he is like the leader then.
He's like the leader, yeah, the spokesman Skibbity.
The spokesman. He like fucking walks up to you and pitches the concept.
But also he has laser eyes.
Of
He's
course
not
he does.
asking. He's not asking for you to accept the concept. He's forcing it.
This really is just like, chat, when I say that I like to tell stories on stream, this is the kind of shit that I'm talking about.
And Camera Titan, he's fine.
I just make shit up as I go along here.
No, it's the lore. It's the lore. Look, they're gonna flush G-Man.
Oh!
He resists. He's
Okay.
no match. He's special.
What? Huh? Why are there 5 out of 1 of them?
They're getting more advanced, I guess.
They've infiltrated the base.
They made a mistake.
Just give it. Kid named Finger.
Gosh. Oh nah.
Why?
Thumbs up. Thumbs up all the way.
Skibbity waterboard toilet. You know what? Yeah, like every time they get flushed, they get waterboarded, basically.
Hello, Mario.
Hello, Sage Inferno. We're on Ponytown, are you? Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot to change my thing.
Oops. Look at them. They're dancing.
That's probably... You know what? He probably doesn't own that song either.
He definitely does, and it's Everybody Wants to Rule the World. It's like a 1980s song, I think.
Exactly.
Oh my god. You have no idea what just happened, but the speaker men are here now.
The
They're-
speaker men.
They're upgraded members of the Alliance of Cameramen. They're speaker men. And boy, do they mean business.
I've updated the descriptor text, chat. Skibidi toilet, what are we doing, chat?
This guy's like the John Wick of Skibidi toilets. Look at him go.
So
The
like
giant
the camera,
speaker man.
it's like what happened to the cameramen?
There's a lot of them.
There's a lot of them still.
There's a lot of them.
So is this like a thing in where like they join
Whoa,
forces?
it's red. It's red.
It's
red,
red?
Titan. Red Titan. He's the speaker men's Titan. Every form of Alliance guy has a Titan. This is the guy. That's the bro right there. You see that? That's my guy.
Chat, you're not gonna believe what I'm about to say, right? This shot goes cold.
He's
This
sitting on
shot
the
is
toilet. What are
hard
you
as
talking about?
This shot is hard as fuck, and I'm screenshotting.
That's my phone background, actually.
Is it really?
No, it should be though.
No.
It should be.
Oh man, I wish you kept with that. That would have been funny.
It would have been really fucking funny. I'm sorry.
I'm going to
Sorry.
I'm gonna put this in my server. By the way, I have a Discord server. You should fucking join it. It's a lot of fun.
Hey,
This
that was a
shot
nice plug.
goes hard, not gonna lie.
Oh my god.
I'm just good and it's just good and I'm tired of pretending it's not. This is very stupid. It is very stupid, but it is exactly what we need.
I
feel
call
like.
that guy Red. Remember him. His name is Red.
All right,
He's
Red.
cool.
Red. I'll remember Red.
Thank you.
What the hell am I seeing?
It's like a camp for Skibidi toilets.
You're watching cameramen, speakermen defeat Skibidi Toilet, maybe.
They have a mission.
You would think they would get past the flushing phase by now. I mean,
I don't think they can help it.
They keep getting got by it, you know? They keep getting
Got
got
by it?
Yeah. They keep getting got by it.
Fedora's Skibidi toilet. Holy shit. He's so dapper.
Fedori Toilet.
I'm just waiting for the Oh, it's Red. He's back. Whoa. I got 20 bucks on Red.
I'm really, really, really glad that... Again, I'm glad that Blaze is here. He's helping me make it so I don't need to read between the lines as much. Because if he weren't here, I would just think that this is all just a bunch of bullshit.
It's all connected. It's all connected. Damage Skibidi, he's very strong. Look at him. He's so fast. Holy shit. Whoa. Look out. Whoa.
Is this
Can you
Sonic?
believe it? I don't know.
See, chat, I finally got Sonic back on my fucking stream. I thought I was done with it, but here it is again, lo and behold.
Uh-oh.
A hostage situation?
Scientist Skibidi Toilet, he's here. And he has a device.
Science-y toilet. Anywho, I'm gonna make hot dogs real quick.
Enjoy your hot dogs.
Alright,
Look at
Ted,
that.
enjoy 'em.
He's evil now.
What?
He's an evil cameraman.
They're like corrupting the cameramen?
They have like little parasite things, I think.
Also, yeah, I'm seeing that, like, these are cameramen that we're looking at the eyes of, because when you hit them, the footage corrupts.
It's cameraman on cameraman violence now. It's,
What?
it's
No!
fucked up. It's fucked up.
They're infecting more of them.
Yeah, it's spreading like crazy. It's an all-out war. But Red's here to fucking shut it down. He's here.
You know what? I'm gonna say
Look
it.
out!
I'm gonna say it right now after this here. It really is just as simple as getting up to them and flushing, huh? What?
Oh no!
They're bringing the Titan down. No, he's
worse.
corrupted.
He's corrupted.
The Titan's corrupted.
Ah! It's over. The war is over. This is so sad. Can I get Can I get 12
Wow.
likes?
The bastards.
Personally, I'd never let that happen.
YouTube.
He blew it up. He's blowing up YouTube.
I mean, these fucking shorts all have like over 50 million views.
Yeah,
each.
that's what I'm saying. Homie's literally blowing up YouTube.
These shorts are
much-
literally blowing up YouTube. On that day, Skibidi received a grim reminder.
They did. They did.
The cameramen have gone underground.
Look, they cued him.
You got the fucking, like, brain, the fucking, like, mind flare worms from, like, Baldur's Gate 3 here.
Literally. Well, look. He's okay. He's gonna be okay.
Man, there's a
Yo,
lot going on here, chat.
Stev,
What?
what's your Skippy toilet OC?
I mean, you're looking at him.
Wow. He's gorgeous. He's so
You're looking at him
powerful.
right now.
He's so powerful.
Chat. Would you have a Skibidi toilet OC? I mean, look at me. I'm basically one in and of myself. So, I'm already there. No.
Skippy toilet.
Stevity. I am Stevity toilet. Yeah, exactly.
The most powerful giraffe, Skibbity.
You know what? If they fucking put me in there, if they put a giraffe in there, 1 billion views. It'd be over.
1 billion views.
100 billion view.
Oh, for sure.
It'd be over. It'd be done.
They'd have to make more people in order to get this many views, but it'll be worth it. The
Like
gun
Fortnite
cures.
emoting.
The gun cures, but it's too late. Red is here and he's angry.
Uh-oh. What? Wait, he got out? He survived?
They're distracted, but I think he's gonna be okay.
No, I mean like the guy that got like incinerated, right? Look at this. Look. He's okay.
It's okay. He walked it off.
He just he walked it off like it was nothing.
He's
Why
a
the
champion.
fuck did he toss the gun? He could have
Oh.
he could have kept it. He's a champ.
He's making sure that the prototype gets secured, you know?
The wait. Is that what that is?
It's a cure. Look, watch. He cures the
Hold on.
Skibbity infected cameraman with the prototype cure gun. Look at it. They're all infected right now, and they're like,
The
"Oh, I'm gonna kill
prototype
you."
cure
And then he
gun.
fucking. And then they're like, "Oh, I feel better now.
Oh, I see.
I'm voicing the Skibbity guys."
Ultras would watch toppling the bounce.
Listen, man. All I'm gonna say is, if I had to study the shit for 5 hours, I'm making sure every last drop of my studies get implemented into so many other people's minds. I'm drilling it in
fair.
there.
That's fair. Why the... You know what? This right here is their biggest downfall. Every single time they think they got a leg up, they think that they can just kick back. You know?
I mean, when you're in a war against toilets, like, it's once you kill them, it's like basically like a free seat, right?
Well, yeah, but like, why... Listen. Right now is not the time for you to be lounging around. The Skibbity
want me
men are
to-
out there.
Do you want me to fry your brain with even more questions?
Oh boy, I would love nothing more. I love
Okay,
nothing more.
are you ready for this? 1, where did he get the popcorn? 2, he's eating it. He's a cameraman. He doesn't have a mouth. How is he eating the popcorn?
You're the one that's supposed to know the answer.
These are the questions that Skibbity Science can't Skibbity answer. They can't. They can't.
I'm Skibbity out of this fucking joint.
Skibbity daddling. Oh my
Skibbity
god.
daddling out of the fucking joint.
What does this
What the
world
hell?
come to?
I don't know. I don't know, chat. We're asking these questions so you don't have to. Steph just got flushed, damn. Well, I'm special. You see, I got so much neck that like even if you flush me, I'll just come back. I respawn. You know.
You respawn.
You gotta, you gotta find like the fucking. You gotta find the hive. Otherwise, I'll come back. Really?
It's working. It's working. They're winning. Look at it. They have a foot up.
They're winning and they're fucking like Fortnite dancing and stuff.
Listen, if
They're
you
so
were in an
happy.
all-out war and you started winning, you'd Fortnite emo too, right? There's
Chat-
only.
Chat, what Fortnite emo would you hit if you were in this position?
Ooh. That's a good question. That's a great question.
Wait, is that a mutant?
Yeah, it's like a.
It's a fucking mutant.
It's okay though. He's getting what he deserves.
Gangnam Style. You know what I've not seen at one point? You know what I'm not seen once during this chat? I've not
What?
seen a single speaker head or camera head hit the gritty. I'm not seeing any of them do it.
You
not
have to be the
seen-
first. You have to be the first.
I'm not seeing one of them fucking do it. And you know what? If this guy is smart enough, he'll fucking do it. He'll see this and he'll put the giraffe in there and he'll make him hit the gritty. But I think he's a little too scared for that. And that's why none of these have 1 billion views.
Not yet, anyways. We have to sign the contract first.
Mm-hmm.
Then non-disclosure. But look, G-Man blocks the cure cannon and then blows up the tank. Oh my god. It's over. They've lost. Their main weapon is fucking gone. All hope is lost, Steph. All hope. It's gone.
What the fuck? Why is there no
Oh, yeah.
sound here?
Some of them get copyright claimed. You see how there's 2 of the same videos? Like look. This will happen. If there's no audio and then like another version gets uploaded, it's the one with audio.
They actually... Wow. That's crazy.
Yeah, right. Some of them are like, look, a new guy. It's TV head.
We got TV heads now?
There's camera head, there's speaker head, and there's TV head. And TV heads, oh my god, Steph, you don't understand. The TV heads, they know things. They know a thing or two about knowing a thing or two. Look at
Do
him.
they really?
Look at him.
Oh wait, hold on. Oh, sorry. Sorry, I clicked off of it. Didn't mean that.
It's okay.
Where the heck were we in this timeline? Also, by the way, we're in the middle of Gitsy right now.
We wish we could show
So-
you all the cool secrets
Hell
of
yeah.
1080 snowboarding, new tracks, giving your
Which,
character a
gives
body of
me
ice,
a
the head
second
of
to get up
panda,
and do
or a
something. Here, real
snowboard shaped like a penguin.
Gitsy
We're not joking
takeover.
either. These nifty bonuses can only be accessed if you beat the game in every mode on the expert level. In other words, forget about
Holy
it.
shit, this guy's
1080 has 2
snowboarding.
basic principles: racing and performing tricks. 2 modes offer racing, another 2 offer tricks, and yet another provides 2-player action. Obviously, the tricks are harder to master, but Nintendo deserves a big fat
My
kiss
man
for
George
basing
Wood,
all the
exactly.
stunts around the
You know
B-button.
what?
Look at him go.
Not having dozens
It's
upon
time
dozens
for a
of random
120
combination
seconds
moves,
minute
like so
Cheetos
many
break,
other
my
games.
dudes.
Raw rolls on after
Even
this.
the hardest move, the 1080 Air, is manageable.
This is like a
under
snack
this system.
break.
Yeah,
This
this
is
is
going
It's
on
still
here.
hard though.
Yeah, yeah,
Diddy
like this-
Kong Racing. The
We're
control
currently
is
in commercial
very
break,
accurate.
actually.
Oh,
And you'll
say no
perform
more. I'm gonna go
best if you
get a
switch
snack,
from
then I'll be
side
right
to side
back.
as
Holy
you
We got
go,
shit.
2 minutes.
as well as look at
Oh,
the
Ben,
direction
I got
of the
this.
snowboard,
This is the
not your
dream come
character,
true, actually.
to get your angling exact. The game's best feature is the graphics. Each level has
best
look and
feature is
feel
the
of being
graphics,
one with
chat.
nature. The lighting is oh so gorgeous. You'll need a bib to catch the drool from admiring the landscape.
The bib to
complete
catch
with
the drool,
shortcuts and
chat!
hidden paths.
You'll need a bit to
1080
catch the
snowboarding
fucking
is the
toilet
best game
water
on the
that's
Nintendo
being thrown at us
64
in
so
this
far this
fucking
year.
series
And
here.
while that's not saying much for the system, it is saying a lot for the game. Its only faults are length. Only 6 racing
You won't
courses
believe it,
and the
but
lack
I
of
am back.
cosmic jumps.
You'll need a bib to
Cosmic may
catch the
not be a
drool
real
from
word,
all of
but it should
the
be. We want
fucking
huge,
awestruck feelings that
imaginative
you'll
jumps
feel
that
watching
keep you
Scooby
airborne
Toilet.
for 10 seconds. Is it realistic? Heck no. But realism is getting boring in video games. Oh, before we forget, The character selection screen is kind of cool.
Have you?
Each
Okay.
snowboarder is hanging out in the
So
ski
Blaze,
lines.
are you familiar
Makes
with
sense,
gaming in
huh?
the Clinton years?
Even in the few moments
Nope.
you'll spend there, you'll
This
notice
is
how
a
each
collection
one
of just
has a
completely
distinctive
insane video
personality,
game
not
reviews
just
that
in
were
what he's
made
doing,
all throughout
but
the
in his voice
1990s.
as well. Unfortunately,
My favorite
the game
one isn't
includes
even this
no
one.
female
It's
snowboarders,
Formula
and
One
the Canadian
racing, and
snowboarder would have been a
chat
real
knows
treat,
that
a
one
lot
very,
more
very,
exciting
very
than
well.
The incorporation of Tommy
So
Hilfiger
funny.
clothes.
So well,
By the
in
way,
fact,
if I mispronounce
that
the name, you
I
can
think
chalk
that
it up
all
to
of
my
us
age
can quote
and
it
pure apathy. At first we
verbatim
thought
if I
1080 was a
play it
quick,
here in
albeit
just a
excellent
second.
thrill ride,
Prove it.
which due to its mere 6 courses was not worth $60.
That's
Although
right, I'm
not
calling
every
you out
part
on
of
it.
each
You have to
mode
prove it.
takes place
Okay,
I want to
on
hear
an
it
actual
word by
course.
word.
All
Okay,
modes are
well,
worth
we
your
need to let it
attention.
play. I mean, like,
While
I need to
motor
let this
racing
end
games are
first, and
stuffed
then I'll
with
play
extra
that
modes
one.
to play. They don't have the relevance that 1080's
Om
modes
nom nom.
possess.
A little bit of
Excuse
friendly
me,
banter
Most
back,
never
my
hurt
simple
dudes.
anybody.
at first,
Hey, welcome back to
until
Raw.
you realize you have to perform several tricks in a row and stick the landing. If you don't, your score goes to 0.
Hey, chat, watch. I'm a
1080 will
skibbity
keep you
toilet.
busy for a while, so even
Skibbity,
non-sports
skibbity,
fans
well,
may
yes,
want
yes.
to buy it.
Skibbity,
Congratulations,
bubble,
Nintendo. Once again, you've snuck another surprise hit into the world of gaming.
Yes, yes. Skibbity bobbity deep, deep.
Can you believe it? Can you believe it? Oh wow. Can you believe it?
God, that's actually cursed. That's actually really cursed. I don't like that.
What?
The fact that I just did that.
That is words that you have spoken. You have to
Yeah.
live with that for the rest of your life now.
I do, yeah. Much like how
It's
we
okay
need,
though.
much like how we need to live with Formula One. Here. This is my favorite one.
Want to hear it?
I think this is the right one. Yep, it is. Bonus Gitsy, chat. Psygnosis offers much of the same experience with Formula One racing. In fact, both of these are so similar that we question why this genre is so popular. We have yet to see any tracks that blow us out of our chairs.
No
huge loops, no gigantic ramp launches, no driving through waterfalls, nothing imaginative. These games are supposed to be fun first and simulation second. Where's the creativity? Why not have a game where you have to find and drive to the hospital before your wife delivers her baby? Now that would be fun. Rather than compete against other racers, you have to avoid getting arrested by keeping below the speed limit, obeying right-of-way laws, and not tailgating. Any foul up and the cops will pull you over. The best part is that you don't know how to get to your location. You have to read the road signs and hope you explore in the right direction. Anyway, Formula One
has nice, colorful graphics and a large number of tracks.
17
doing so
to be
good.
exact. But it's still a jar, folks. A jar all the way.
That's so fucked up. How many times have you heard that? How many times have you heard that?
That's my favorite one. I've heard it many, many times. I've often overruled certain Gitsies just to play that one. Because it's my favorite one in the rotation. I got like 21 videos here, right? I got like actually like 22 videos, and that's my favorite one out of all of them.
Before we dive back into it, for any members who have been lost, Giraffe, can you give them a quick recap on what's happened?
You know what? I honestly can't. I need you. That's why I brought you on here. You're the scholar. You're supposed to be able to answer these with ease.
I was just giving you a chance to try your
to flex my knowledge.
Do giraffes have hoofs, hands? What the fuck do you guys have?
Giraffes have hooves. We are
right.
two-toed ungulates.
I was giving you a chance to flex your hooves a little bit at skibbity lore. You know what I'm saying?
They do.
Look at that.
We are
little clackers. Look at that. That's awesome. So what episode are we on?
Soon to be on OnlyFans. 40.
Okay. Oh my god, we're on episode 40 already. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. I was about to say, chat. I realize that this will not take us the whole time, probably. So
Don't worry. I will schizo ramble. All right. So
Okay.
do you want me to recap real quick? I can and I will.
give me the recap. Just the recap
So
for anyone.
the Skibbity toilets invade. They take over. They declare war. They take over the city and force humans to oblige by the rules. Cameramen form the alliance to stop the Skibbity toilets from taking over the land. After a war gets out between the two Skibidi toilets and the Alliance cameramen, the camera titan appears. You know, shit's going crazy. The speaker heads join the Alliance. They're very strong. The Alliance is in the trenches right now, right? They take a guy hostage. They put a little parasite in him, and they're like, "Oh my god, it's a bioweapon. It gets unleashed into the world." And they're like, "Holy shit!" The Alliance like basically disassembles. Shit's looking bad. The parasites get on to Red Titan, and everyone's like, "Holy shit!" Right? You know, they're like, "Oh my god, the end is near." The fucking TV heads appear, right? And they're like, "Whoa, meow 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 meow," with their little TV minds. And oh my god, boy, does it work.
Hello, Mario.
That's where we are.
Holy shit! Phoenix with the long boys,
Hello,
girls,
Mario.
and
Oh,
AGs.
shit.
Thank you for bringing your community over to this
Whatever
thing.
the fuck this is.
For those of you who are unaware, my name's Travis. I'm the president of the Long
Hello,
Boy Club, the
Mario.
very large enjoyer of all things gaming, wrestling, other hyperfixations, and my stinky cat. Tonight, I'm getting my mind blown. I'm getting my mind blown by my friend Blaze here as he
Hey.
walks me through Skibidi Toilet lore and shit like that. Right now, we are on episode 40. Phoenix, excuse me, you're fucking doing this without me? Listen, Phoenix. I would like Mr. Blaze here to have his
Hello,
brain
Mario.
bolstered by the Skibidi knowledge, and then pass that knowledge on to me, so that way my brain can be equally as large and fun and cool.
Skibidi
So-
Scholar.
Exactly.
Skibidi Scholar nonsense.
He came on here
Crazy.
saying that he's got that degree. Do you have that degree?
I'm gonna Skibidi Science Scholar of Skibidi Silence. Fuck.
Skibidi silence. Skibidi silence scholar.
Skibidi Science Scholar. Fuck. It's a tongue twister, alright? Leave me alone.
Skibidi science scholar. Skibidi science scholar. Skibidi science scholar.
Damn. Damn. You got that unlocked. That's crazy.
I don't know. Listen. You're seeing me right now. I'm one with the people. I know their ways. I know how to defeat them. But like, I don't know if the TV people or I don't know. Maybe we'll get like some fucking Walkman people here soon. Some fucking Tomodachi
Yeah,
people
yeah.
here
I feel-
soon.
I feel bad because I just finished my recap right before Phoenix raided. What do you think we should do,
Maybe
Mr.
we'll
Stev?
I think that. Yeah, me too, bitch. You need that Skibidi doctorate, you do. And I don't know anyone else that has it other than Blaze here. But no, seriously. Phoenix, thank you very much for the raid. I appreciate it. I really, really appreciate it. We got a whole bunch of people here. Really? We got a whole bunch of people here. We got, man, let's see. We got Phoenix. We got Final Sight, Pony CEO, Wireball, Pod. I think it's Avax, Featherfoot, Knight. Jeez. Oh man. Stev, enable clips. Wait, are they not enabled? Hold on.
This is so sad.
I didn't realize that they were not enabled. I didn't realize you could disable them. Oh, what? That's weird. I don't remember toggling that. Well, whatever. It's there now. I don't remember toggling that.
It was Skibidi
Oh.
Sorcery.
Oh, there you go. I see you too,
Yeah.
Grandma. What?
God, Featherfrost, I swear to God, don't make me come down there. He calls me a grandma every single fucking time I see him. I can't believe it. Unbelievable. I'm gonna grab him.
Holy.
I'm gonna shake him. Shake him
Let's
up.
see something here. There you go. Hyperlinks are back.
The Skibidi Scholarship.
Indulging us in the Skibidi Science. The Skibidi Scholarship.
This is unbelievable,
From the
actually.
Skibidi Symposium for super smart students in the city of Skibidodium.
I actually not only do I have a Skibbity doctorate, it's a Dr. Skibbity Blaze, but I also have a Skibbity PhD.
You got Skibbity Seafoam Scholar over here.
No fucking way you just said that. Those are words that you...
The Skibbity Scholar, Mr. Seafoam.
Those are words that just left your mouth. I hope you're proud.
All right, well, have fun.
Thank
No,
you so much,
seriously.
Phoenix.
Thank you, Phoenix. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you. I appreciate that.
My
But no, like,
brain is mush.
genuinely, like, the reason why I have Mr. Blaze on here is also because I want to work with more people this year, and I like his vibes, at least based on what I've seen from Logos' stream. Professor, question for clarification.
Okay.
Apparently, that's my mod, One Ponytail in chat.
Okay. Am I the professor in this circumstance?
Yes, you are the professor in this circumstance.
I'm honored. Thank you so much.
My fucking Raven in my Discord server, he commented on. Hold on.
Okay.
I'm gonna go grab what I'm talking about here. Give me a second because
Sure thing.
I'm like just completely like scrambled. My brains are completely all over the place. He commented on this in the server, and he said asserting his skibbity dominance. His skibba dominance, more like.
It's fucking ridiculous.
This
This is
is-
ridiculous.
This is actually so fucked, though.
That's such a hard pick. Top 10. Dude, this could be an album cover.
Actual photo Skibidi toilet merch I found in the wild to show chat. I would love nothing more.
Thank you so much, Feather Frost.
As much as I give Grandma Blaze some shit, Blaze is the true Skibidi toilet master, and that's why I brought him on here. So, yeah.
I know everything from Skibbities to Skibbidos, Skibbidia to Skibba.
He's here to help me.
Skibbidia.
He's here to help me out. So, yeah, he's here to help me out. He's here to help me out.
I got this covered, locked, and Skibbidied. It's all me.
Mm-hmm.
I've been training my life for this moment. 15 years of my life into this degree. Where does it get me? Knowledge.
How often have you used your college education in real life?
Not a day goes by where I don't go to the bathroom and just ponder on my existence. Staring at that toilet, I'm afraid something will pop up at me.
Wait, do people still know? Wait, hold on. The question
I
is,
actually-
Skibidi Toilet seems to be the modern day, Pinus Cupcake. Was that a fair comparison?
Before I answer that, Steph, for
What?
the audience members who don't know what Panis Cupcake is, you should tell them what it is. I know what it is, but I'm asking you because you know what it is. I don't know what it is.
Well, here, I'm gonna go over here and I'm gonna show you what it is. We're gonna go on here. That way we get the most accurate sense of it, because, you know, me being the knower, right?
The Mr. Knower, of course.
I'm the knower, but like no one knows more than TV tropes, you know?
Let's take a look to here.
A famous, okay, Pinus Cupcake. Fucking hell. You know what? It's fine. A famous Gary's Mod character created by the YouTube user Rubberfruit. He is the red soldier who moves around in wild, erratic movements, either scuttling on all fours or slithering around like a snake, always with the sound of bones cracking or a gunshot cocking with each movement. When he approaches someone, he says, "I am Pinus Cupcake, I will eat you," followed by an unnerving, open-mouthed grin. He then proceeds to violently kill and devour his victims. He quickly became a meme amongst the Gmod video community. It's inspired several other Gmod freaks. So I guess
Gmod
yes,
Freaks is crazy.
Pinus Cupcake walks so that Skibidi Toilet could run. So
I actually
looks like.
believe that Skibidi Toilet does not run, but yet Skibidi slides.
Skibidi slide across the place. Yeah.
So true. So true.
Skibidi slides onto the fucking front page of YouTube, apparently. Here's Skibidi Toilet merch chat.
What?
This is something that Toad found in the wild,
I
apparently.
cannot fucking believe this. This is awful. Somebody
are,
made
buddy.
that. Somebody made that.
Apparently Toad found this somewhere. He found
Toad-
this, and he didn't
Toad.
buy it, apparently.
Listen, Toad, I need you to go back to that place. I need you to see how much it is. I will pay double what it is for you to ship it to me.
You'll
I will
reimburse.
pay double. I will reimburse you, pay for shipping and some for this plushie. Are you kidding me? This is like, it's a once in a lifetime opportunity.
I feel like you can just feel the sweatshop conditions that this was made in.
Listen,
Right.
I wasn't gonna say it, but now that you mention it,
like I'm feeling those like 90 Fahrenheit temperatures. I'm feeling the shirts with holes in them. I'm feeling everything, you know? I'm feeling all that.
Are you feeling skibbity?
I'm feeling quite Skibidi. Yes.
Holy fuck!
The greatest plushie ever made. Is it?
I think so.
I would have to imagine that rubbing your face up against that has to feel like sandpaper.
What do you think it smells like?
It probably
Not very good. Probably not very good.
I would have to imagine it smells probably like, okay, so like what do you think Gmod smells like?
I'm thinking like rust and sweat and like a little bit of motor oil.
Bingo. That's exactly what this smells like.
I'm glad I got that on the bullseye here.
Exactly. You did not miss at all.
This is what a skibbity doctorate and a PhD does to a person. Keep that in mind, chat.
Yeah.
I know
Yeah.
my shit. I know my shit.
All right. I guess we're moving on then, somehow.
Wait, real quick. How do you
Yes.
get Agent Toad 7 says this was before I was into Skibbity Toilet. I just want to warn chat that getting into Skibbity Toilet is not something you can get out of. You need to run. You need to run. All right. If
sign
you
a
feel like you're
blood
getting
pact.
into Skibbity Toilet, just delete YouTube. Get out of there.
These episodes get real long all of a sudden, it looks
They
like.
do. They do.
Why is this 13 fucking minutes?
I'm gonna cry.
Why is this one 13 minutes?
Is
chat?
it episode 57?
Episode 70.
Oh yeah, it's yeah. Listen, we'll get there when we get there. All right, we'll get there.
This is so ridiculous. The fact that there's no sound.
Oh
It's so
yeah,
ridiculous.
this is one of the ones that got
That
gooped.
got cleaned.
Yeah. There should be a re-upload. The ones that have double re-uploads, watch the newest one and have sound.
Well, yeah, but then I need to leave the playlist that has everything in order.
Oh, that's fair. It doesn't matter that much, actually.
TV men show their true power. Skibidi dop. Yes. Full screen version. Respectful assets used in video.
Eminem has been real fucking quiet since Skibbity Toilet came out. Well, what's going on? It's TV Titan! Holy shit!
Is that the THX thing?
Yes,
Is
it
that the
is.
THX sound?
And boy, does he have something to say.
Okay, so that makes them all flush like concurrently.
Do you see how strong he is? His power is unmatched. Unrivaled, unmatched.
Thumbs up, dude. You know you want to do it. You know you want to do it. Give me it.
You
Oh.
get a :3.
Oh, that's what we get now. Is that what we get now? Also, I'm noticing that these are all in widescreen now.
Production goes up, you know?
Chad, I hate to say it, but yeah, you're right. Okay, so that like brainwashes the toilets.
Aren't they so powerful? Look at them, they're TV heads. Look out! Whoa!
Okay. All right. You're not gonna guys, you're not gonna believe this. What? What? I found an entire set of Skibidi Toilet character plushies
What?
for $179.19.
Send that shit immediately. That is
I actually want to see this, yes.
that is the modern day equivalent of the One Piece.
It is real. In fact.
It is real. The One Piece is real.
I'm a fan of when the audio just ducks out. Wait, they're just leaving?
They teleport out. They can't do it anymore.
They can't do it anymore.
It was too skibbity much. That was a tragedy in disguise.
I'm just... Time to bust out the credit card, see ya. They become more advanced in their tech.
Oh, you should look. He's powering up with the speaker heads. TV X speaker. Look at it go. Whoa!
It really is just that easy.
Listen, when you have tech unmatched to the TV heads, anything goes. Anything goes.
The
Look, it's red
corrupted.
time. He's red.
He's still corrupted.
Are you ready for some Dragon Ball Z type shit? Are you ready for this?
Okay.
I don't think you're ready for this.
Immediately, there's no sound.
It's okay.
This is looking like my neighborhood here.
Maybe it is.
I need to check outside.
What's going on outside right now?
That. That guy. Right there.
Hello, Mario.
Is he on your house? Did he skibbity your house?
Unfortunately, I gotta replace the wall now.
Fuck, I'm so sorry.
And I don't know if the TV heads can have jobs, unfortunately. I'll just have to ask him real quick.
You think they have valid employment documents?
I don't know if they're registered to work in the United States. No, I don't know if they're registered to work in the United States. Also, hi Mark. How you doing? Hi Mark.
Hi, Mike.
Hi.
He's just too powerful. The TV head doesn't give a shit. Look at that. Game over. Didn't even matter. Didn't even scuff him.
So these are just like normal videos now, right?
No. This is lore. This is history that you're watching. How dare you write it off as
Normal
videos?
Ah, yeah. Sorry about that. So these are... So, like, these are crucial pieces of the story, right? And now they're in widescreen. This is like storytelling excellence. How is it still getting 63 million views per video?
People are hooked. What can I say?
I guess so. I guess so. I mean, how can you not be? Look at this. Is this like a weekly thing? Is he putting out like multiple... Is he putting out like one of these per week?
I couldn't tell you honestly. The last Skibbity I watched was like episode like 28, and when I looked today, 5 hours before your stream, I realized there was 70 episodes, and I think I shit myself a little bit. I was like, how much do I have to watch?
I would have shit myself too. That would have been like actually like incredible.
Don't worry, I put in the work. But look, TV Man versus G-Man, who will win? But
No!
Red is there.
The
TV
red!
Man's down. TV Man is down. He has to go.
Finish the story, Steph. I am. I am. Jesus. I feel like I'm actually coming down with something, Chad. So if I go into like a bit of a cough fit, that's why.
It's the
Skibbity sickness. It's getting to me a little bit.
Skibbity sickness.
It's getting to me a little bit. This shit is poison. You need to handle this with the proper equipment. And unfortunately, I'm like in the toilet bowl right now, so I don't know if it's the proper equipment. I've been told it is, but we'll see in like the next few hours.
Oh man. Oh man. How you feeling so far? Are you excited for the Skibidi
I'm not gonna
The
lie,
Skibidi
chat,
lore?
I'm invested.
You're invested, right?
I'm
Yeah.
properly invested into this bullshit here.
Well, if you-
It makes
if
no
you-
sense. The entire video has no sound.
Well, if you have any questions, don't worry. I'm the guy. I know
Okay.
this.
Why is there
It's
why is there a big UFO saw man?
So basically, the scientist's old toilet that you saw at the beginning, who also did the bioweapon, he's the guy. He's the brains behind the Skibidi Toilet Army. He is responsible for producing new Skibidi toilets. He's responsible for upgrading them, and he's responsible for carrying out their upgrades. So every new Skibidi toilet you see is a direct creation of Mr. Old Toilet. I call him Oldie. He looks old. He has gray hair. He's old. Yeah, that's right. I bet you didn't expect that. I knew the answer.
I wasn't expecting that. I cannot lie, I was not expecting that. Hold on a
I
second.
think I've lost Brensos.
I've actually like yeah, I think I have too. Like, look at this. Look at this. You tell me that you watch this and you're gonna be a functioning member of society after this.
Don't call me out like that, man. I took notes. I'm sitting in front of my computer with a notebook in my hand.
It takes a
labeled
special
Skibidi Toilet notes.
it takes a special kind of person to be able to watch this and come out the other side with like all their functions intact, you know?
I definitely feel like I lost a few motor skills after watching this. But look, Antenna Man, Antenna Lady, I don't know, Antenna TV, strong as fuck. Look at that.
These fucking toilets just keep getting bigger and badder, dude.
But the Alliance is upgrading too. Can you believe it? Can you believe it?
This really does say, what the hell? Huh?
They teleported you to the Skibidi base. You're
Why
safe
did-
now.
Why is it this? This made it
What?
look like she was about to get sensual with...
No. She
With-
was just making
with
sure
the
that you were
viewer.
okay.
I don't know
Oh, wow.
about that, bud.
Are you shipping yourself with the TV
No,
Skibidi?
I'm not. I'm not shipping myself with TV.
Giraffe X TV lady.
I'm
I
not-
knew it. I knew it.
No!
Nope, I knew it. I knew it.
No! No! No!
I knew
Chat.
it.
Chat. You gotta know what I'm saying here, right? Like, you know what I'm saying, right? Are you assuming their gender? Listen. They have the shape, and that was my indicator. All right. That was my indicator.
Look, you're in danger, and they grabbed you, and they're like, wow, wow, wow.
But why
You're safe.
that? To
Because
me,
it's a comforting face.
no, it's not.
Look at it. I don't know.
All right, well, that's a
Listen.
comforting dance.
I'm writing my Skibidi Toilet fanfiction, Giraffe Stev X TV person, as we speak. As we speak.
Stev officially shipped. I accidentally shipped myself, chat.
It's happening. It's canon. This is your canon event.
I mean, listen.
You can't do it. You can't dodge it.
Listen. I do not accept the
It's
fact
time
that
for a
there's-
120 seconds minute Cheetos break, my dudes.
Yeah, thank you. We're always
Yeah,
on
thank
after
you so
this.
much. I need a plate. I need a plate really badly. I'm gonna go get a paper plate.
What Battlefront 2 map did they download? This actually does kind of look like that. Like that right there looked like a vault that I would make in Fallout 4.
Awesome. I am gonna go. I will be right back.
Okay.
This is a phenomenal idea. Shout out to you for having the ideas.
Thank you.
Final Doom from Williams is a game that chews you up and spits you out. Like any Doom game, Final Doom is invincible, indestructible, impossible, impenetrable. We're going to try to be clever for the rest of this review. Don't have a cow once you figure out what we're saying. Final Doom is just more of the same old Doom shoot-'em-up action that has spawned countless clones in the video game industry. The same Doom enemies that inhabited all the other Doom games of this Doom series are also in this Doom game. Doom it, We're sick of all these Doom bloody games with more Doom gunshots in 1 minute than we would otherwise hear in a lifetime. We're sick of all the Doom groans of the dead demons and the people you must shoot in the game. Doom it? These games make you Doom crazy, especially since they're so Doom hard. Normally, challenge is good, but not in this Doom game. Hardcore Doomers will be in Doom Nirvana. The game is actually 3 games in 1. Master levels from the internet, Plutonia, and TNT. All are extremely difficult.
My computer blue
Hidden in
screened at
instruction
the
booklet is a
perfect time.
password that gives you all of the game's weapons. But even with that little gem, you will fail miserably. Don't worry, we're not going to Doom Williams, but let's just say it's time to put this series to rest.
Oh my god.
Of course,
So, like,
we may end up beating Pro once Doom 64 comes out. And I mean Doom
What's up,
as
my
in
fellow
Doom in that
Doomers?
instance.
Doomers is
Oh
crazy.
yeah, oh yeah, that's
Find
right.
out
They
what
call
BFG
they call
stands
Doom
for.
fans
The BFG
Doomers.
9000 is the
I like
biggest
that,
video
actually.
game.
And when we
If
heard that on
Williams
stream
was
last night,
Oh,
I lost
excuse
my
me,
shit.
we're back, my dudes.
Laugh at
Hey, welcome
all
back
the
to Raw.
Dooms. B. Put us on their to-doom list. C. Doom us to Hades. Or D. Not do one Doom thing.
Well, chat, how are your brain cells after that? My brain cells started being lost last night when we got that Gitsy during the Ponytown thing, and now they're just like rapidly disintegrating. Like, boop,
Does
boop.
does anybody need a recap before we dive back into
You know,
it?
I think we do. I think we do.
Where do you want me to start at? The ball is in your court, Mr. Stev.
From I don't even know, man. I don't
know
even
either.
know.
I
Like,
don't even know.
okay, so let's start from when they got the parasite removal beam or whatever the heck it is.
Oh shit! You want me to start there? All right. Let's see what I can do for
No
you. Right?
brain cells?
12 years of Skibbity science.
Give us a raw
Okay.
style recap. Exactly. We gotta
Last
get
time
the raw
on Dragon
recap.
Ball.
It's sponsored by Progressive. Let's go.
Progressive Medicals or some shit. Okay. Let me just let me clear my notes. You know, I'm nervous. I'm shaking. I dropped my index cards. You know, I'm panicking a little bit. You know. Okay, so the parasites. It was a bioweapon unleashed upon the fucking Alliance, right? Created by the doctor, scientist, evil doctor guy. With
Okay.
that, the parasites unleash themselves upon the city of the Alliance. Which one parasite gets on the Red Titan after he gives a thumbs up to the camera guy? After that, Red decides to destroy everything. The TV heads appear before the Alliance, and they're very strong. The TV guys upgraded. They fought Red. G-Man intercepted and defeated the TV man, stabbing him in the face.
Right.
The cameraman is back and upgraded. The Alliance is here.
Okay, so we got the Alliance of Technology, I guess, right?
Oh my goodness!
We got the Alliance
Yes,
of
we fucking
Technology,
do.
specifically with hold on, this fucking guy here, who I hope ends up saving the day entirely.
What's his name? What's his name?
I don't know.
Name him. Name him right now.
Jose. Jose, that's his name.
Fantastic.
Hey, Jose, you gotta flush the toilets right now. And we still haven't gotten to Mogul Toilet. You know what? Jose's gonna fucking beat the brakes off of Mogul Toilet. I know it right now.
Row,
Call it.
fight the power. Row,
Bootios, they make sure you ain't booty. You know what, Feather? Feather, if you know wrestling references up until that point, I think that you'll be okay. You'll be okay. So like, chat, speaking of wrestling, when the fuck is the Shockmaster going to show up here? He's got to shock the world and defeat the toilets, along with Jose.
There he is. You see him? The plunger. Do you see him?
Yeah, there he is, the Shockmaster.
Plunger is basically John Wick of the Scooby-Doo universe. Look at him go. One man against the world. Will he do it? I got $20 on this guy. look, cameraman is back. He's fucking back.
Holy
baby.
shit.
He's fucking back.
Holy shit, the Shockmaster.
He's back and better than ever.
He has hammers?
Oh fuck yeah, he has hammers.
It's like they're not even trying to flush these guys anymore. It's just completely just balls to the walls insanity. Completely.
Oh no, there's lore behind it. It makes sense. There's lore behind it. He has to grab the gun. Look at that.
Okay.
He does skibbity things.
So chat, I genuinely need to ask. How much of this is lore, and how much of this is just a guy that wants to do cool shit, and so he just throws the cool shit in there, and bam, there's the cool shit.
Well, can't it be both? Can't it be lore with cool shit? Look at him go.
Sure.
There goes my hero.
Look at... Watch him as he goes.
There goes
Extraordinary.
my hero.
Extraordinary.
We are in the perspective of Camera Titan. Holy shit.
This is, Okay, well, suddenly Skibidi Toilet has become Metroid Prime.
Fuck yeah, it has.
Hold on. Because I know that at some point there's gonna be music that gets cut off.
Probably.
Just play the fucking Metroid music over it. What? This goes hard though.
It actually does. It fits really well.
Skibidi Toilet the game when published by Nintendo.
Good lord.
Oh, what's this though? Oh my god!
He's ready for him.
We're just going.
He's ready.
We're going full American action movie on this. When exactly are we going to get to Mexico? We'll know it if there's an orange filter over things. Oh man, what? What? Ayo, the Metroid Prime music. Exactly when will we have greatness?
Oh yeah, the plunger. He's here. The plunger. It's John Wick.
My favorite.
Skibbity John Wick.
My favorite part during that last bit was that there was no point where there was the music muted, but now the music's cut off for like half of this.
It's okay.
The Skibidi Toilet force is being plunged by the fucking tech task force. Jesus, the plunge.
This guy's cool. He has a trench coat and he also has a gun for a head. Look at that. Isn't that crazy? One might ask, how can I get a gun for a head? Which I say, it's nerf for nothing.
It's nerf for fucking nothing. So
Hell
chat,
yeah.
I want us to have silence during this part, okay? I want us to have silence. Can we have that?
That's so fucking dumb.
I'm glad that this guy's getting claimed.
Holy shit. You know what's fucked up though? I'm just now realizing this. This guy probably made more money off the Skibidi Toilet series than I will ever make in my entire life. And I think about that a lot.
You know, that's something that will probably haunt me like long after we're done here. That no matter how big or successful I am of a creator, the Skibidi Toilet Man is gonna be like right there, right?
Infinitely wealthier than I will ever be.
Infinitely wealthier than I could ever possibly imagine. And there's just nothing I can do about it. There's nothing I can do about it except.
What if you
I
make a
guess,
Skibidi Toilet AU, get more views than him, and become infinitely more wealthy than him?
yeah, like the fucking sub series and where people ship me with the TV lady. Yes, that. Yeah, that one. That one. Listen, right there.
I'll get the writers on it, alright?
You know what? I genuinely chat. I'm gonna head out of here for a second. Does this guy have an email?
Does he have an email? Oh God.
Does not. Oh, apparently he does. He does have an email address.
What are you gonna ask him? This is a big guy. You gotta skippy riz him up.
I'm gonna go into the tab where I'm actually signed in first. I'm going to Skibbity Metroid Hardness is such a fucking title. Okay, I'm checking right now. He does in fact have an email address. He does have a Gmail. And I'm half tempted to like just message him and just shoot my shot and be like, "Hey dude, I got a business proposition for you."
Let's make business.
You ever heard of furries? Well, how about furries that are also into TV ladies? Money,
Holy
am I
shit.
right?
Holy shit.
Yeah, exactly. He wouldn't have thought of that in a million years until I came along. How does Stev Riz? No!
Hop in the email. It's history from there. It's the seesaw. It's the seesaw guy.
You
Look
could.
out.
That's not even like a seesaw. That's a merry-go-round. There.
Oh yeah, that was the word I was looking for. God damn it! Can't believe it. You stole the word.
Don't sell out, Stev. I'm begging you. Okay, but genuinely, chat. Would you buy a Longboy Club fucking pin?
Oh,
Because
yeah.
I love enamel pins.
I do
and-
too.
And listen. I want two things in this life for merch. I want Giraffe Sev ice cream bars.
Like the really shitty SpongeBob ones.
Yes, exactly. Exactly like those. I want that and pins. Shirts are really overrated because listen, in my opinion,
We need
and this is
shirts.
absolutely nothing against people who like sell shirts, right? The shirt merchants, I have no beef with them, all right? So like, don't come knocking on my door. But like whenever you buy a shirt, it's always made out of the shittiest material possible. It's always made out of the shittiest material possible and you get like maybe 2 months of use out of it. Whereas like with pins and posters and stuff, those can last you for years, you know?
That's
why
just on
I
my wall for like 7 years. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, like, my wall right now in my living room is covered in wrestling posters. And I've been getting wrestling posters instead of shirts because, well, those will last me more. I frame them, I hang them up. It's a virgin's castle, you know? It is the kingdom of marks. So, yeah,
Wait. What did you use to describe your living room?
a virgin's castle.
That's fucking crazy.
It's a virgin's castle. Fucking cotton and the designs rub off. Always. It's always like just crappily ironed on, and the shirt is made out of the worst material. Like, I learned my lesson from like years of going to concerts, right? You don't buy a shirt.
Oh my god,
there.
yeah.
You buy a poster. I went to the Offspring last year. I was just about to buy a shirt. I'm glad I didn't. I bought their tour poster and
Hello,
still hang it up
Mario.
on my wall. So, yeah.
Normally, I always try and buy the vinyl if they offer vinyl at concerts. Like a little vinyl disc. I'm like, hell yeah.
You know, I would do that too if I had a vinyl player, but I don't. My
So
roommate
true, so
does.
true.
My roommate does, but he's not used it basically ever since he first got it.
Take his door down, shake him awake, and go, hey, can I have your vinyl player?
He's a big Pink Floyd guy. He enjoys
Oh my god.
dogs.
Don't get me
specifically.
started on Pink Floyd. Don't get me started. I will
I
yap
gen-
your ear off.
Okay, well, I've just got to say this before we move on.
Okay.
The fact that they made dogs in 1976 or whatever the heck it is mind-blowing to me.
It's so good.
It's
so
17
good.
minutes. It's 17 minutes.
Well,
And you had to cut that on tape.
Have you not heard Echoes off their Meadow album? It was the album before Dark Side of the Moon. It is a song that is 23 minutes and 17 seconds.
The fact that they listen, I know that like prog music has been around forever, right?
It's so good. It's
But
so
just
good.
like the fact that they made something like that in the 70s is absolutely insane to me. I can only imagine the cuts and the blisters that it had to take to get that shit on tape.
They were happy to do it. Shout out Pink Floyd. Shout out.
Yeah. I do enjoy Floyd. Yes.
Oh, we love Floyd. We love him.
I'm an Animals guy myself. That's
I'm
my
a-
favorite album from them. But
I'm
yeah.
thinking wish you were here, Metal or Dark Side.
Mm-hmm. Sev is just
Oh.
the Scott the Woz of VTubers. Is, you know what? I'll take that. I'll run with that shit. I'll run with
That's a
that
pretty
to the
good-
bank.
That's a compliment, honestly. That's a compliment.
high. That's the highest praise. Yes, that's the highest praise. Also, hey Joe. So did the funny weird man get to the game theory vid yet? Don't tell me that there's game theory.
There's a game theory for Skibidi Toilet? What the fuck are you talking about?
Okay,
No
so
way.
Joe, I need you to at me on like Discord, right? At me in the server. Say Matt Pat Skibidi. We got it again, chat. Moment of silence for all of the tech men who have fallen in the unending war against the Skib. Hold on. Hold on. Moment of silence, chat.
That's ridiculous.
They can keep getting claimed if they keep doing shit like this. Just keep on using the licensed stuff, please. What the fuck? Why do you slap?
Because they're Skibidi Toilets.
You can't even do the skibbity dot 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 yes yes anymore. The defining factor. You can't even do it
Look
anymore.
out!
It's
Do you
the
remember this guy?
It's
Do you
the
remember this
shock.
guy?
It's the shock master.
It's the damaged Skibidi Toilet from episode 29.
Episode 29.
Episode 29 was when this guy was first introduced.
Huh?
But it doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter. The TV heads are here and they're fucking slaying. Look at that. Look how far we've come. No hug for him.
This cucked. That's right. That's right. She's mine, bitch. She's mine, bitch. Not yours. What was that? It was really close to being funny. What? What? What is happening?
That's the camera titan.
If Chad, if only I was high. If only I was Club, Longboy Club, right? I need to just watch this like while I'm on 20 grams of grass, you know?
Jesus.
feel like
20
I'd-
grams is nuts.
Or rather 20 milligrams of grass. 20 milligrams, not 20 grams. 20 grams would actually probably that would put me asleep for like a year.
Shrimp fried rice up in here.
Yeah, exactly. Totally baked. Exactly.
How immersed are you? Scale 1 to 10.
On the is fuck the TV lady on there.
It could be if you wanted to.
You know what? I'll say that. I'm fuck the TV lady out of 10 invested.
Would.
I'll tell you what, the toilets are getting bopped right now. They're absolutely getting flushed away, chat.
Yes, yes.
They're getting disinfected and sanitized. What?
The TV guy, he's really upset about that.
Why? What's he upset about?
The tank was destroyed.
The tank? Oh.
You have to pay attention, man. This is serious. This is serious.
You know what? Yeah, you're right. You're right. What? Yeah, exactly. Come on, chat. You know it.
The tank is destroyed. That's a big deal. probably.
I mean, he thinks it's a big deal. Look at him.
He's upset.
He's like, I'm outie, dude. You're on your own.
No, he's
You
going to
sick
do
fucking
thing.
deed.
Hello, Mario.
You're watching this. I am, yes.
It's the fucking Red Titan, but he's angry and corrupted. Whoa!
Why haven't they freed this guy yet? You said you had one job in reverse. What? He like distorted him. He
That's the power
completely
of the
distorted-
speaker heads. That's the power of the speaker heads.
We're on. Hi, Henry. Oh yeah, that's right. I got new gifts of Henry for the Hell Monster Redeem. Angry Cum Man is at it again. Angry
Hey, yo.
Cum Man. You want to run that by me again? We will flush you. Hi, Henry.
Here we go. It's the fucking Dragon Ball Z face off.
Hello, Mario.
No. he did a Sonic finger wag. Hi, Melody. How you doing?
Holy shit. He's no match. He's no match.
Just like imagine this being broken up with just like my cat chat, because that's what's happening.
Look out!
You got big ol' army man toilet here. You got the industrial toilet. Oh. What the? You need like heavier artillery than that, brother.
No! No! Dude, did you see what happened? John Wick the Plunger just died. That was him on the ground. John Wick the Plunger, he's dead.
Yeah, I
he's
know.
fucking dead, dude.
Wait.
I have...
That was... that was John Wick Plunger Man?
Yeah, remember he was the guy with the 2 plungers on his back and he was like, oh, I can take them. He just
yeah,
died
that's
by...
right.
He's fucking dead, dude. He's fucking dead.
He got squished, dude.
Squoosh.
Do it again, I wasn't looking. Do it again, I
It's-
wasn't looking.
It's TV Man versus that guy and Red Titan. Who do you think will win?
This
Who do you
doesn't
have
even
money
look
on?
like TV Man. This just looks like Big Angela,
I'm sorry,
dude.
not TV Man, Camera Titan. That's what I meant to say.
Why isn't Serotonin playing? Why isn't Serotonin playing? Give me a second. Give me just a second here, chat. Do I need to do stuff in... Hold on, need to pat the RAF. Don't laugh while I'm trying to troubleshoot.
Spare serotonin, please.
Oh yeah, you're right. There's something weird with that. I need to go into tits and fucking. Oh wait, hold on. Give me a second. Ow!
Beautiful.
Give me a second, chat.
Spare serotonin, please.
There you go. I had 2 instances of it open for some reason.
Step on up and see if you can throw a giant gold ring around a long boy's neck, ladies and gentlemen. Step
You
on
enjoy
up.
the wrestling chants, Ironsides?
Let's go, hurry.
Ah, Ashley, you suck.
Missed. Or maybe
Anyways,
you
yes, the big.
You owe me $10 either way.
What is this big man here?
That is Camera Titan, the blue guy.
That's Camera Titan.
Yeah, he was the first Titan introduced, and he's probably the second Titan.
I love how
Red
they're wearing
Titan.
suits.
No, he's just that big.
There's no
he's just that
damage
big.
done to the suits. My dude!
Discombobulate.
Oh, he got discombobulated! Look at this guy! Got squished, dude.
Squoosh.
There's no more flushing going on. You just fucking clap them. You
That's how strong.
quite literally clap the cheeks.
It's like going Super Saiyan and Skibbity Toilet.
Hi, Henry. We do have new Stinky Cat gifts. We got 5 of them to choose, or rather, we got 5 of them to cycle through.
Dude, I think Camera Titan is gonna work out here, but G-Man's here. What are we gonna do about
Mario.
that?
Okay, now it's Halo. Wait. G-Man looks like he's taking his lumps a little bit.
He has taken his lumps, but he's getting upgraded. He's been through the gulag for real, for real. You know what I'm saying?
Hello, Mason Embers.
No fucking way! It's Mason!
I take it
Bro.
you're... Is this a friend?
It's fucking Mason! Mason fucking Embers, holy shit.
Ooh, wait, hold on. Who is
It's my
Mason
buddy.
Embers?
It's my
Ooh,
buddy.
Nice. He's your friend. Right there.
He's Mr. Music Man. Ba-na-na-na-na, ma-na-na-na-na, yeah.
Well, okay. I like them. I like that. Hello there. Hi. How are you doing? Thank you for joining tonight's Lawn Boy Club meeting.
Oh, hell yeah. Check this out.
Your friend is
TV man.
educating me on the fucking...
For
on the
life.
fucking Skibidi toilet. Catman, thanks for following. You're now a member of the Lawn Boy Club for life. Hopefully you're doing well.
Look at that. Do you know what just happened? Do you know what just happened? You know what this means?
What just... Oh yeah, he's free.
They freed the fucking Red Titan, and he is pissed.
And he's
Whoa.
He's pissed.
He's like, bro, you've been
They
controlling me
just
all
like
this time.
told him... They just told him what's happening. And now
They hit
he's
the
out
Pentagon.
for blood. Now they're about to hit the Pentagon, Lyle.
I can't believe it.
They hit the Pentagon.
They hit the Pentagon.
They
What?
hit the fucking
No.
Pentagon, Lyle. There's another series called Skibidi Toilet Multiverse by Dom Studios. Is there? Is there? Is there really?
Is
Is
it
there-
official?
Is there more stuff? Is there more stuff, please?
I don't know. I haven't looked into that.
We got a 14-minute episode coming up. This is about to get incredibly weird, I think.
You have no clue how deep this Skibidi toilet lore goes.
My brain cells are completely fried. I'm just taking things as they come, you know? Especially when I can't hear them. Hold on.
Red is free. I can't believe it. I had 20 bucks on that guy. I can't believe it.
Dom Studios
Look-
is a different
Look how
YouTuber.
mad he is. Holy
Wow.
shit.
Hello, Mario.
Hi there, how are you, Catman? Okay.
They're safe. They're giving you the thumbs up. That means they're happy.
He's like making these like... Is it... Like how often? Once a week? Maybe?
I think so.
Once
I
a
don't
week
know.
he's making like a new one of these. What's the time?
Bro's making bags.
He's like making these like... Within a week of each other.
Look at that. It's a Godzilla Skibidi toilet, but it doesn't even matter. The Blue Bros are back. They're back.
I love
They're
Mario.
ready for action.
I love Mario and Luigi. We watched 58 and look at the roof. Apparently. Alright. Well, hold on a sec. We'll, we'll do that in a second. Me and the homies coming together.
Skibidi toilet. Look, they've been through so much together.
This is just like my favorite... This is just like my favorite shooter from Microsoft Studios, Chex Quest. Here.
It's
When they
time
all
for a
come together at the end.
120 seconds minute Cheetos break, my dudes.
Raw rolls on after this. Incredible. Brother. Now this right here is the Mega Powers. This right here is Hulk Hogan and Randy Savage, chat. Now where's Miss Elizabeth in all this? It's like they want me to look at the roof. Which roof? Which one here?
There's a lot of roofs here.
Skibidi Toilet do got Chex Quest vibes, not gonna lie. See, I'm telling you, dude. I'm getting the read between the lines. What do
There
you
was a guy on the roof. There was. I saw him. I saw him. There he
Where?
was. It was. Look to the right roof. Just keep your eye on the top right. You'll see a guy in green. Keep looking. We'll see him. There he is!
What the heck is this? What is this?
The Matrix!
The Is this Keanu Reeves?
Don't worry, you'll understand it later. Keep
Will-
freaking watching.
Will I actually understand? Green, my fucking. All right. All right, Chad is like losing their minds over Green Guy, so I guess
You
I need to
have
pay
no
attention.
clue about Green Guy. You have no clue.
Chad is losing their minds over Green Man.
He's there. It's like a pink guy, but green.
Holy shit, indeed, I guess. He's in several places in the background.
He's just watching.
I'm not gonna lie, chat. My brain... I'm getting like Kingdom Hearts moments from this. I'm getting Kingdom Hearts moments from this. And what I mean by that is the more I watch this, the more I feel like I'm losing brain cells, but also like my brain is like, you know, enlarging. Like the remaining brain cells, they're like
Nom nom
ballooning
nom.
up with
Oh, excuse me,
information.
we're back, my dudes.
Hey, welcome back to Raw. We're gonna watch one more and then we're gonna take like, you know, an actual break for like 8 minutes.
Look, G-Man is talking with the Seesaw guy right now. But look, watch his body language and see how he reacts to what he's being told.
G-Man
Observe the psychology and the body language of G-Man. You have to watch. This is important.
I'm looking at his face right now. He's fucking looking like he's looking like he's got a parasite in him. From fucking Baldur's Gate. They're like talking to each other. What?
Get him! Get him!
No! It's a hostile takeover.
Scientist isn't feeling it though. There he is. It's Odie, old toilet. He's upgraded and he's saving G-Man. Can you
Astro
believe it?
Toilets are mad on G Toilet's failures.
That was a failed attempt at G-Man's life. Scientist is here for him though. But boy, are they skibbitying and are they toileting?
Uh-oh.
Thumbs up for the boys.
Suicide mission there.
But don't worry, it was relayed. The message was relayed. And the boys got the fucking memo. They got it. We're rolling out. The fuck, they fucking got it.
Hell yeah, chat. Hold on.
Holy shit.
I'm going to enhance this. Okay.
Enhance. Oh my fucking god, brother.
Wait, hold on. I need to wait. Hold on, we're gonna get like... Wait, is that Moist Crinkle Toilet?
Yeah, it is.
Why?
Skibbity bump bump bump, yes.
Why is Charlie here? The boys are rolling out. Shit's about to go down. The boys are back in town. Biden toilet. So like, genuinely, is this meant to look like Moist Critical?
Well, I mean, he was doing that, woo baby, that's what it's all about.
Oh
Just
yeah, that's
distorted.
right. Hold on.
But look, Boombox Head. You're missing out on Boombox Head.
Oh yeah, that's right. They're the new tech player in the game.
New alliance member found. There's TV Head, Boombox Head, and Gun Head, and the Plunger.
It's actually got his voice. I'd imagine that they're fucking just like taking the meme and doing it.
Of course. They didn't actually hire Charlie. No fucking way.
Why do
You
I
think this
feel
guy
like-
pays?
Why do I feel like that this was either done in tribute or to spite him?
I think I was just looking for content, man.
I was about to say they're just looking for stuff. They want to fill these out. They gotta make it more skivity, you know?
I hope to be successful one day enough to be a Skibbity Toilet character.
Wait, excuse me, what? No, they didn't hire him. The boys are rolling out. I don't know, he kind of looks like Jacksepticeye with long hair. That is 100% critical. They got the critical toilets now. What?
New model. Oh my god, is it TV head? No, it fucking isn't. It's scientist.
New Skin Biddy toilet just dropped.
Look out. Dude, it's hell on earth. It's hell on earth. Hell Divers 2.
Ah, now we're in
shit.
Mexico, chat. Look at this.
Look out.
Finally in Mexico. What the fuck?
We made it so far. We can't quit now.
Scary. Can you check this, please? Well, what is it? First off, what is it?
Holy shit. Boombox? Bop. Bop.
I don't know, man.
Bop.
I'm a little iffy on that.
Holy crap, dude.
What?
The plunger!
We got the
Is this
we got the Sonic toilet.
He's back from the dead! It's a fucking plunger! He's back! He's fucking back, baby! They resurrected him! They resurrected him!
Oh. Yeah, exactly. That's what you get.
Can you believe it? He's back. He's better than ever.
That's for kids, by the way. Actually, no. No. No, it's not for kids. Otherwise, the fucking comments would be muted.
Holy crud, dude. What's going on here? There's the fucking boys! They're back!
They're bringing an armada with them.
Look at them. They're fucking back.
I
They're
guess
whack.
They're back. They're back in black and they're ready to attack.
Oh my god, no kidding. What's going on here?
Moment of silence. Moment of silence.
Damn! The bros, red and blue. Look out, there's a fucking guy. Look out. Doesn't even phase him.
What?
You fell for it. You fell for it.
Really now?
You fell for it.
I fell for it.
You're looking at it and now I'm considering buying it. You fell for it. No way!
Collectible.
No. fucking way.
Collectible, chat.
As I live and breathe.
It's a collectible, y'all. It's a fucking collectible. High voltage poster? TV what?
We live in a society.
So anyway, chat, you know how I have a throne page?
Ha!
This will be the only thing I put on it.
The top #1 wanted item, Skibidi Toilet collectible. What are you doing?
Me?
What are you doing? What are you doing? You need to buy it. Buy it right now. Show us your credit card information.
You're not gonna add these to your throne, are you? I might. I mean, like, listen, dude, the throne
so
isn't
hard.
even live at this point. Because
It
like,
goes so hard.
I'm trying to find shit to put on it that's not, like, just stuff I'm gonna waste. Hi, Henry. Because I'll tell you what, one of the big things on Throne is, like, stuffed cookies. I do not need that in my life. I don't need more sugar in my life.
You need Skibidi Toilet collectibles.
You two, Pooper, having this much money. What a world we live in. Get that TV wife on there. I just might. I just might. does this even exist? How is this allowed to exist?
Yes, yes.
How exactly? Take a close look at the screens. Which screens? There's quite a few of them, bud. I'll be honest, I'm seeing the necessary info, and that's what I'm taking in right now.
That's fair. That's very fair.
I'm taking in the necessary info because my brain is just completely fried. And you know, you missed him again. Oh, the green. Well, listen. Listen. How about this, chat? I'll acknowledge that he's there. I'll acknowledge his existence. All right.
Whoa, he's there. I saw him with my mind, or whatever.
He's right there. He's right there, and I can say that he's there, and we can just continue on with our business. All right. But speaking of business, I need to go and give the business to my restroom because I need to pee. Thank you, everyone, for hanging out with us so far this evening. Thank you to Blaze for hanging.
Hi.
And helping me through this and helping me comprehend this, because I'll be honest,
Nothing beats a
cool,
refreshing sip of
I would
water.
just think it's a bunch of weird shit that's happening. Also,
I'm actually holding out information on you, by the way.
you already in a toilet, just pee. Well, listen, I need to like do it where people won't see me. I get awkward. All right.
You shy, for real, for real.
I'm shy. I need to pee in peace.
Valid.
I need to pee in peace, chat. Or just pee in your skibbity toilet. I'm kidding. I'm also kidding. But no. Anyways, yes. If you've not done so already, I would appreciate you following the Twitch channel that you're watching right now. Maybe consider joining the Discord server. We are watching My Little Pony Friendship Magic right now. We are going to start Season 6 once we start it back up again. But first, we're going to be watching AEW Revolution tomorrow. It is the Icon Sting's final match ever. Come and join us for that. We're also going to be doing a community game night next weekend as well. Those will be fun. Maybe check out the new video as well. It's right here. Give me a second. It's right there. It is WrestleMania 19 Revenge Mode. We create an alter ego of the Hurricane. It's called the Typhoon, and he's trying to ruin WrestleMania. Is he successful? Watch the video to find out. It's very funny. It's very cool. But yeah, and maybe sub to the YouTube channel while you're over there too. I would really, really appreciate that. But yeah, we're gonna take a 8-minute break here. I need to pee and get more water.
I think that's a great idea.
Don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere, chat. We'll be back.
Oh, shit.
Somehow, the Skibbity toilet returned.
Oh, shit, the Clinton years!
The ape is back.
The
In its
ape
first
is
action
back,
game
chat.
ever, Donkey Kong Country.
The Raph
What
is
makes
back.
This game so remarkable is that it's the first
Also,
game
hello,
created
Big Gamer.
with
How you
fully
doing?
rendered.
Oh, hold on. Wait. What was the one that we were doing? Give me a second. Well, give me a second. We'll fast forward a little bit
Using it
because we're not gonna just
What
move
makes
on.
this game so remarkable is that
I
it's the first
owe
game
a
created
Gitsy.
with
I
fully
owe a
rendered
Gitsy, and by
graphics.
God, you're gonna get
What
one.
the heck is fully rendered? To put it in a nutshell, fully rendered means that the characters and all other graphics were created by computer modeling from
Kong
all
is
sides
back.
and angles of the objects. Thus, animation is totally complete and uninhibited using any view of the object. The technology is not incredibly different than that which was used to create the dinosaurs of Steven Spielberg's Jurassic
Gamer over
Park
there waving
or
the
the
flag.
Wonders of the Mask. One of the best examples of the 3D rendering in this game is the water level. The shark, also known as Chomps Jr., is an incredible
Wow!
The animation of everything in the game, as well as all the backgrounds, were created
Incredible.
with rendering techniques on the Silicon
Honestly, quite
Graphics
incredible.
computers. This amazing new technology, discovered at Rare by Nintendo.
My God, the Skibbity Toilet
standard in video game
lore
animation
video
and
from Film
graphics.
Theory
This
exists.
technology marks a
No
new
fucking
era.
way.
I'm seeing
The
it right
programmers of
now with
Donkey
my
Kong
own
Country
two eyes that
were
are
able to
closed
stretch
right
their
now for
creative
some
minds,
reason. Give me a
since
That's
second.
Donkey
awful.
Kong doesn't have a particularly
I'm seeing
detailed
it in the
history.
Discord server
The
right
main
now with
idea
my
of the
own
story
two
is that you're
eyes.
trying to get back the bananas
Clinton
that were
in the
stolen from
gaming
your
years?
stockpile. Kong, Diddy are the main monkey characters.
The
but
gaming
throughout the
years, what
travels
are
on the
those?
island of Donkey Kong Country, you'll encounter several characters that are extremely diverse in personality.
Extremely
From an ostrich named
diverse in
Espresso
personality,
to a
chat.
rhino named Rambi, the game has endless thrills and is certainly destined for greatness. Cranky Kong, the star of the original game, and also DK's
We're gonna ready up the
grandfather,
next
will give you advice
Skibbity
throughout
here.
the game.
Hell yeah. Yeah, that's right, take
Never
that.
Be boring. The music also adds a lot to
What
the
did
game.
you deserve
Play
that
it
now?
loud and stereo, dude.
Skibbity toilet.
You can buy the music
Really
on
surprised that
CD
Bill
from
Clinton did play
Nintendo if your
a
Nintendo
Nintendo
isn't
games.
hooked up to a stereo system. Cranky Kong remembers music in the old
I don't know
days,
if I would want
but
to game
Donkey
with
Kong
him.
is truly with the times, so to speak. His
I feel like I
music
would
is
want to
worth
game
with any
listening.
president,
Just
really.
pause the game to hear the music.
think
without
John
the
F. Kennedy
game's
would be
sound
kinda funny.
effects. Speaking of sound effects, you'll notice the quality of the echoes in the caves and Donkey Kong's 8
Woody
noises.
Main and Overwatch.
Donkey Kong Country is truly perfect. If you do not get this amazing new
Genuinely,
generation
chat.
of Donkey Kong madness,
To me,
you
John
are
F. Kennedy
stupid.
comes off as a
yes,
junk
I
rat
know.
guy.
That's insulting, but it's also the truth.
That's crazy.
If you're
That's
a true
fucking
video
wild.
game fan, you will not
He comes
hesitate
across
to me
the
as a
slightest
junk
bit
rat
to
name.
buy this
I still think of
remarkable
it
piece of
how
video
he was
game
a
history.
playable character in Call of Duty Black Ops 1 Zombies.
That's so cold.
That's so cool.
That's cold as fuck.
That's what I'm saying.
Bottom line, get it now. The graphics are an example of a revolution.
This shit's making me
Play
sick,
control
chat.
is very responsive and monkey feeling.
Yeah, that's
Monkey
honestly a
feeling,
natural
chat.
Because you
response.
must often pass
It's
several
monkey
hard levels
feeling.
to reach Candy's save point. The two-player game option is awesome, since you can press A to let another player play. What's even cooler is the way the game lets the next player pick up where the last player died without interrupting gameplay. If you want the other player to play, just press A. These features and so much more make Donkey Kong Country the game of the decade.
Rare example of a good Gitsy review. My dude just said that if you don't like DKC, then you're stupid. Are we gonna take that?
Nah.
I don't
Post his
think.
full address.
Yeah, exactly. The IP address right now.
White House.
A game where a dad basically chucks his son out of a barrel and they say it's a kid's game. LOL. Well, listen. It's a rite of passage for all primates, you know? I did it, your parents did it, and your parents' parents did it before them. It's a rite
So
of
true.
passage.
Words of wisdom. What episode are we on?
We are on 65.
Jesus Christ, 65?
Launching tactical nuke.
65 gets crazy.
Launching testicle nuke, yes. Dox this man for making the false.
The bros are here. Look out. It's
They're like abandoning him. What? They turned on him. They
really
turned
just don't
on
like
this
the G-Man.
guy.
They don't like the G-Man. It's G-Man versus the bros. Who do you think is gonna win?
It's
do you have money
boss's
on?
battle. Boss's battle is the description of this. Skibbity dop 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 yes yes.
Yes, yes. Who do you have money on, Stev?
I have Mario. I have money on Mario here. Wow. Holy shit. Holy fuck. You gotta tag team this, exactly. It's the Mega Powers.
Stab it in the fucking eyeballs.
Oh, wait, chat. Hold on. I got something that'll make this better. I'm sorry, but we gotta do this over again. Which one's Hulk Hogan? Which one's Randy Savage, chat?
Brother.
This is actually crazy. Skivvy toilets ain't shit, dude. Or maybe they are, Jack.
Hello, Mario.
Red is savage. Far more acrobatic. No, you're right, exactly. You're very right. And of course it's Hogan that gets the last fucking shot in.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. It was an imposter! It was a trap!
No! Uh-oh. Man, what the fuck? Everything this fits the fight. It does, though. It did.
Red made it out, but what about Blue? What about Blue? He's alive, but... Oh, fuck.
At what cost?
He's hurt. Can we
He's
get a
hurt
thumbs up?
bad.
Thumbs up?
He's gonna fall over. Thumbs
Thumbs
down!
down! No!
He's dead, dude. He's done.
You think so?
It's over. After
Find out
something like
next
that.
time on Skibidi Toilet.
Simp4 and Skibidi. Dude, I told you. It is really, like, it really is, as Blaze said, it's Nerf or nothing. But it's TV Woman or nothing,
If you don't like her, what's the point?
for me. Yeah, exactly. What are you doing? Actually.
Skibbity. So G-Man isn't actually dead. That was an imposter among us.
Of course it was.
They're fucking pissed off. They're like, God damn
Ah, we're gonna fucking punch you to death.
it! Shink.
So this is like put on the feeds of children, right? I mean, like, especially like with views like this, how can't it be? Proof positive that the YouTube algorithm is so fucking busted.
It's fucking Gunhead. Gunhead's here. The Plunger is here. Boombox Head is here. Who isn't here?
Well, those two aren't here anymore. TV Lady!
TV Head's here.
Woo!
Gunhead
This is
and
awesome!
Boombox.
This is awesome! God, dude, this is better than the Avengers.
So true.
Holy shit.
Who isn't here?
It's like the Avengers of Gmod.
Wait for it.
He did the
for it.
rock eyebrow!
The fucking Plunger is here! The Plunger is here, everyone!
He's not impressed. Tag team Skibidi. Yeah, exactly. See, I told you. This is the Infinity War chapter. It is though.
Skibidi is teamwork.
The Inskibidi War. Put that on a t-shirt.
It's time for the secret team.
No.
That buzzed in B for anybody who's wondering. That was a B buzz. No.
So now they move society again?
No. I think this time we're rating something. I think we're rating something big.
Rating. What the fuck is happening, actually?
TV scientist.
TV scientists.
I'm so fucking immersed right now. Holy shit.
What the fuck?
Are you ready?
5. Okay, everything is long from this point on until like,
Yeah.
episode 71. Everything is longer than me up until this. From
Wait,
this point
Skibidi Toilet
forward.
71 came out? I actually haven't watched 71. I stopped on 70. I'm not
Be
caught
on
up with
the TV.
I can't believe it. I'm not caught up with Skibidi Toilet. I forgot to watch 71.
Okay, so like the tech leaders, right? They went to the TV scientist, okay? right?
Yeah.
And what are these guys? Here.
These guys are a squad sent to investigate the Skibidi lair.
Okay. And this is the Skibidi lair here.
Yeah, this is like the Skibidi lair.
Okay, so this is like final area time.
Yeah.
Titan TV Man returns to change the course of battle, apparently.
I don't
That's
know.
what this is. Titan TV Man returns to change the course of battle. It's the Mafia toilet.
Red bro and blue bro!
They're back!
The fucking tag team of the century.
The Mega Powers have
Who
reformed.
else is here? Who else is here? Who else is here? Who could that be? It's fucking Mad Scientist, of course. And he said, brother.
The slap.mp3, I know. Hold on. One more time, brother. One more time, brother. Not Sonic!
G-Man! It's G-Man, look out!
With upgrades.
He's back.
No, he stole the power! Oh my god, he put the fucking lens on.
It's a hypnosis power, watch.
No!
He can't control himself. Uh-oh. He has blue under his control. Oh shit! Blue's back in control!
What the hell was that?
Man, wait, look!
No, I'm looking.
It's... Who else could it be? Who else is here? Who else could it be,
The
Steph?
guy bailed. G-Man
Who else
bailed.
could it be but besides TV
Titan Man.
fucking man? Wow.
I keep forgetting about these crucial characters, I guess. I keep forgetting about them. This is so emotional. I guess it is, yeah.
Oh my god, scientist! He punched him in the face. Blue is back. Red is back. Purple is back.
And together they're Sonic Heroes.
The fucking trio is here.
They're just shrugging. I mean, they can't really do much of anything.
Whoa, shit!
What is this?
Matrix, man. Odie is still alive! Old Skibidi Toilet is still alive somehow!
Skib Oldie Toilet. Ow!
The fucking team is here. It's the
What's your
fucking
team?
dream team.
Should TV Titan be the Undertaker? I don't think so.
That guy was cool as fuck. May you rest. Thank you, Speakerhead.
Thank you.
We have the Plunger with us. Holy shit, the Plunger's here with us in the flesh. In the flesh. He's here and he's ready to plunge.
And now they're in the toilet base, I guess.
Yes, they are. You're so paying attention. This is wonderful. What episode are we on now? 68?
You know what I really like about this, chat, and this is some good cinematography here, is that all of this is done in one continuous shot.
That is true.
They did it all in one take. They literally went out there and said, bet, we're going to do this all in one go, and they did it. I'm so proud of them. I'm so proud of them. I'm so happy with this. I'm happy at the prowess of filmmaking on display here. I really do feel like that you're in the shoes of the man that this is looking at. Well.
What's gonna happen?
Chat. I need, like, edibles, like, right now. I can't do this shit no more, chat.
You can.
Not while sober. I can't do it. I can't do this shit no more, dog.
Stupid. Yes, yes.
We believe. Also, hi, Ruby Fox. Don't think, or the Ruby Red Fox. Don't think I didn't feel the cavalcade of attacks that you have pouring on my head. I saw you there. Oh, oops, sorry. Sorry about that. Hi, Henry.
Henry.
Secret main character. Believe in the Skibidi. You ain't out of this one yet, Sonny.
Believe!
When I had the Longboy Club at my back, there's nothing I can do. Rather, there's nothing I can't do. Nothing I can't do. Ow.
Skibbity.
That was like a really, like, realistic head there. I don't like that from this. I like it when they're all contorted and stuff, and they make no sense. Ow!
That's just how skibbity works.
Does it really?
Skibbity bum bum bum. Yes, yes.
That's your answer.
Can you believe it? What's going on here? It looks like a skibbity assembly line.
You got the fucking stock animations, it looks like. The slow walking. They're making their entrance, dude. It's down the ramp. God, we're coming up on the 13-minute honker, chat.
Walter.
What?
Walter.
No fucking shot. Is that Majima?
Put your dick away, Walter.
That's fucking Majima. Get out of here with your claims, dude. You're gonna claim this? Come and fucking get me. Come and get me, son.
It's Oni.
Majima toilet, exactly. Walter.
Put your dick away, Walter.
I'm not watching Skibidi Toilet with you right now, Walter.
Oh no. Oh no.
Not the plunger, man.
And nah, that's not Plunger, don't worry.
How do you tell the difference?
Plunger wasn't that big.
How do you tell the difference? He wasn't
Plunger
that
also-
big?
Plunger also has a brown coat.
Chad, am I just dumb? Am I just
Yeah.
dumb for not, like, noticing the difference?
Yep.
Between these characters?
Uh-huh.
Okay, well, like, listen, I'm not asking you, Blaze. I'm asking
Oh.
chat. I'm asking chat. Am I dumb, chat?
Chat,
For not
agree with me and I'll
noticing
give
the
you
difference?
12 million high fives.
You don't have a PH skibbity. That's very true. You know
I
what?
have a-
Yeah.
I have a PH skibbity. It's
Blaze-
crazy.
Blaze is talking from his ivory tower of being educated and stuff. You know? He's talking
My
from his
ivory
ivory
throne
tower
of
of
skibby
education.
toilet notes.
You're smart when it counts, but no PH skibbity. Immediately start with jump scare. These are taking longer to come out, chat.
More
It
production.
looks like.
It's the plunger.
Hold on. This is a GIF, chat. This right here. This is a GIF. Of like the fucking guys like creeping out from over there.
Well, I'm sure we are now.
We are on number 69. Nice. You will laugh when you see who appears in this, Stev, will I? Let's see. Share it right now. What now? What? What the hell is this? Is this Saw Trap Skibbity? It's crazy hamburger Skibbity.
Hamburger.
It's crazy hamburger. Okay. What?
Come on, two guys, make it. You can make it.
Stop dancing! Go! Go! My god!
No!
My god, dude, it's like watching actual sports. This is blood sport here. This is blood sport against the skibbities and the techies. And the techities.
Wait for these two guys. Come on, wait for them.
Yeah, exactly. You're gonna game ended
No!
because you spent more time dancing than fucking running.
Ho ho! You
got-
bastard! You locked it out!
Dude, he had it coming. He had it coming.
He accepts it. Michael Jackson, skibbity toilet.
Oh, hey, 69. Perfect. See, if no one got me, I know that Joe got me.
What's going on here? Breakfast.
But that was all just them looking in
The bros are back in town.
with one arm.
He doesn't need two arms.
Oh, but they got the repairs. They got that fucking Amazon Prime, dude.
He's transferring him some power.
Now he has his arm.
Brother. Red was denied power.
Chad, I would say that the third person of this team is Brutus Beefcake, but this guy's way too cool for fucking Ed Leslie. It's not happening. It's not happening with me, dog. We gotta find a third person. Here. The Mega Power Bros are back.
Are you ready for 70? Episode 70?
Titan TV Man is my favorite ball liquor, dude. Here we go. Here's the big one. This is Skibidi Toilet the movie. Here. It's 14 minutes, chat.
Lock in.
Just Hogan's bag boy who they decided to put into the group. I was about to say, like, TV Titan Man is not the disciple. Alliance strikes back to defeat Skibidi scientists. I love the crunchy audio. 17th episode. Let's go. Chad, I think we're actually gonna get 3 hours out of this.
No fucking way.
I think we're gonna get 3 hours out of this fucking content. I think we're gonna do it. I think it's gonna happen. My dude, listen, at this point, if you didn't tell me that they were toilets, I would not think twice, honestly. They're just a bunch of tower people.
No, they're toilets. Look at them.
They are, but like...
Blue Bro is back!
This is like a masterclass in Skibidi Toilet. It's Skibidi Toilets, it is. A masterclass of storytelling. Titan Cameraman. Collectible.
Yeah.
Collectible, chat. I'm still floored. I'm still floored by that.
Holy shit, Purple Bro's here. And he's taking names. Hell yeah. And Red Guy's here. Red! And look, Purple is finally giving Red the power that he asked for. Look at it. Watch this. He's gonna go fucking Kaioken.
Is this to go even further beyond?
Perhaps. Let's see what happens.
Oh yeah, this is to go even further beyond. So, chat, we went from, in the span of like 2.5 hours, we went from funny fucking toilet video to like Armor Core, right?
There's a lot of toilets. I'm not sure Red can get out of here alive. Yes, he fucking can!
Like this is Armor Core, right? This is like,
look at
just
that. Look how hard that
look
goes.
at him.
Look how hard that
Look
goes.
at this.
Look at cool.
This is so like, this is actually cool as fuck. Look at this.
Dude,
Chat.
Red does not give a fuck. He just hit a clip.
Look at this, chat. I'm going to fucking just bring this in here for you, okay? I'm gonna bring this in here for you. First, I'm gonna put it in the Discord server.
Holy fucking shit.
I'm gonna put this in the Discord server. And then I'm gonna open it. Hold on. Look at this. Look at this. Hold on a second.
cool,
You can't see it
refreshing
yet.
sip of water.
Now you can. Look at this.
Oh,
This image
fuck.
goes hard. Feel fucking free to screenshot right now. Grab your screenshots, because it's about to go down here in a second. Featherfoot, how have you managed to get 11 fucking clips out of this?
Feather Frost, my man!
Feather, how have you done this? This is actually insane. Rubicon, yes!
Yeah.
There's a Skibidi
Feather Frost a
toilet-
goat for real.
Is it Featherfrost or Featherfoot? Because for me, it looks like Featherfoot.
The universe will never know. The answer that is right or wrong will never be revealed.
My name's Featherfrost, brother, or maybe it isn't, dude.
Shinzetsu me turasuru koto wa teshinai.
What the fuck is that?
Face of God! Face of God!
What the fuck
Let's
is this?
fucking go. It's hype as fuck. It's
Okay,
a Roblox face. It's a
screenshotting
Roblox
again.
face.
Look at this. This is just like a collection of just stuff that he thinks is it's a collection of stuff that will go viral. This is that's what this is. It's a collection of stuff that will go viral.
Is it working?
I mean we're watching it right now. It's got 24 million views in 2 weeks.
This guy looks
So-
strong as fuck. Hey, this guy's hype as fuck. He's also the DJ from episode 6.
Is he?
Yes.
We're making these are deep cut references. Are we at this point now? These are like deep cut references.
This guy's strong as fuck. Look, he's handling the bros. Watch this.
Hold on, I'm gonna full screen.
He said, "You all will die." He's the first Skibidi Toilet to speak. Can you believe that?
Why is it this one, the first one to speak? Just this random
He's a boss.
dude.
He's a boss. He's a boss.
The other
He
guys
just-
weren't.
Look at that. He just
and now he's
disrespected. He just disrespected TV guy, the strongest Titan. He just disrespected the fuck out of him.
It's just like, oh my god, the very first speaking role. I'm sorry, who the fuck are you?
He's boss, man. Look at
Mr.
him.
Fuck,
He's the DJ from episode 6.
this guy?
The DJ from episode 6.
Him. Are you
Yes,
sure
the
it
DJ.
wasn't this? Are you sure it wasn't this guy? Who's that?
That's the same guy.
No, he
Watch.
got killed.
DJ from episode 6. No.
He got killed. It's a different guy. Who the fuck is this jabron? Who
This guy gets referenced at the. You'll watch.
who is this J-Bron? Featherfoot is actually cracked on everyone's streams.
The first Skibidi speaking role.
It's just some fucking dude. It isn't even like G-Man or the scientist or even one of the tech heads. It's a
Nope.
guy.
You have no idea.
I guess I don't. Who let blood talk? What is a male 07? How? So like, listen. I gotta give this guy props. Even if I don't like him. Right? He's cooking. Here. He's like actually like making something that's kind of cool and impressive. Here.
Look at him go.
Look at him go with this editing. Record of the Skibidi War. That history book is gonna be thick as hell, dude. Children will be reading about that for a whole semester. He's cooking, but at what cost? I don't know. I have to assume he's making it back in views, because this has 24 million views in 2 weeks. So... whatever it costs, I'm sure that he's making it back. And the cost of thick ass.
Worth it.
What? Why? Oh. Oh, because he's stubborn. So who's the guy that we're looking at the eyes of at this point? Why should I care that he did that? Like, look at this. This is, like, undeniably kind of impressive.
All in the Gmod loader. Go, 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 go!
With your permission, Stev, may I send you the Mail 07 video? Yes, yes you can. Same guy who was mad at Boombox Guy. Who was mad at Boombox Guy?
The person you're watching right now.
Who's the person I'm watching right now?
The guy who's mad at Boombox Guy.
Ah, yes, sorry, okay.
Look how important this is! Look!
He will now be known as the man who was mad at Boombox Guy.
Look, look! Alpha Hills Labs! 0207 1979. Holy shit! Lore! We got Skibidi lore, ladies and gentlemen!
Government-sponsored underground laboratory assigned a new administrator. Details and reasons of the deal remain in secrecy.
Holy shit, Skibidi lore, fellas. Skibidi lore, we made it. Look, TV book! TV book, the TV heads!
The
What do they have to do with
the line for TV book is suddenly longer than the line for Coochie, chat. Finally, book is longer than Coochie.
Look out!
They co-opted the technology. So wait, like they're not even immune to their own tech? There you go. Now they're immune. And Boombox guy saved his life. They don't even flush anymore. They're just heads in toilets. Skibidi lore, fat rip and dump. It's all coming together, humans.
May he rest. Rest in peace. It's just 2 of them now. 3 of them.
My favorite part,
2 of them.
Chad, is just how you're going out of your way for this. I love it. I love your commitment.
They just got some serious upgrades. Are you ready to fight? He said, fuck yeah, I am.
Finally, at long last, we have a whole verse. Again, all one continuous shot
Matrix
chat.
guy!
Matrix guy. It's Keanu
Old
Reeves.
scientist. There he is. It's old scientist. Is it finally gonna happen? Is it time for the app? Steph, is it time for the final showdown? Is it time?
So chat, we need music, right? We gotta have music for this. And, of course, you know I come prepared. You know I come prepared for this bullshit all the fucking time. Hold on.
Let's do it.
I'm gonna make sure that you can hear this.
Oh, yeah.
This is awesome.
From the sky! He's still alive, he's still alive. Yeah! Oh, dude, it's too much, we're done for. It's over, we fucked up. TV guy!
TV guy is back,
He
dude.
sucks the teleportation
Kick
off
their
old
fucking
scientists.
ass.
He said it's time to skip the game.
Also, I just noticed that only Featherfoot is appearing on the chat widget. Hold on a second.
It's happening, Steph. He's in his final form. TV guy's gone. Holy shit.
Man.
They're here. All 4 of them. They're all here.
Chat loves Featherfoot.
We
do
love Feather
appreciate
for us.
Featherfoot.
We love him. Feather for us. We love him. Feather for us.
chat.
We love him.
I hate to do this, but... Wait, hold on. No, I lied. We're not doing an ad just yet. I saw the link, man.
Holy shit.
I saw the link, man. Please.
He's over. He's done for.
Please don't post it multiple times.
There he is. Something's going on. He's almost defeated. They're all
They're
here.
like the Skibbit Avengers.
He's getting ready to leave. He opens the door to skedaddle, and the fucking bros are there.
Yeah. No. We need to. Fuck this. Fuck this. You know what I gotta do. Hold on, chat. Just give me a second.
Face of God.
Fight for what's right. Fight for your life.
Red has the most bitter expressions for this guy.
I know.
Here we go. Here we fucking go. He gets his opportunity. Go! He's done. He's gone.
Devastated.
He's gone for. That's the end of a fucking era, baby!
The Mega Powers and the Disciple. TV Titan
My
Man's
brother.
my favorite ball licker, dude.
My brother Boombox, you did good. May you rest.
Said you only saw Foot for their messages. It made me think you didn't see it. No, it's fine. I was meaning that like only his messages were showing up on like the sort of chat widget on screen. Ghosts.
What's going on here? The Green Man grants you passage.
What the
You may
fuck?
visit him now.
Well done. Thanks to you, that scientist is cooked. However,
There's gotta be subs. There's no subs? Oh, sorry.
I know what he says.
Well, yeah, but like with stuff like this, I like
well
having
done. However, bigger threat is coming. That's why certain things have to remain secret. There is no evidence left, except one thing.
This guy didn't drink at all before recording.
This battle, you did not survive. Plunger.
You're a real one, Boombox. No kidding. No, don't make TV lady upset. Don't make her upset. All right.
Everyone saw. Everyone heard. Everyone got the broadcast. They understand the mission.
Incredible. Incredible storytelling.
Giraffe Stev, there's one more episode. Skivity Toilet, 71.
Skivity Toilet, 71.
I've
This time, it's personal.
never seen this episode
Hi,
before.
Henry. This is 5 days ago. This time it's for realsies with a cherry on top.
The bros are back.
Are you gonna watch the one video? It's all... We are approaching, like, the end of the stream, unfortunately. It's time to fucking fight. But first, I can't dodge it this time, chat. I gotta do it to you.
It's time for a 120 seconds minute Cheetos break, my dudes.
Raw rolls on for the final time after this.
All right, I'll take a
do
little
it to you.
What's going on here?
What the fuck?
What's going on here?
My brain is completely goddamn fried.
Why?
I don't listen. Listen. You look at this and you tell me, no. You know what? I shouldn't even be talking to you. You got the scholarship in this. You got the degree. You're fine. You're fine. But us simple-minded plebeians,
Plebeians is a crazy word.
we have
Yeah.
to make do with what we have now, and what we have is just this. This is what we have. We have something that began from this. Let's not forget.
Skibbity-bop-bop-bop. Yes, yes. Skibbity-bobbity-dip-dip. Of course. I'm
It
familiar.
began with this, right? It began with this. And this is where it is now.
70 episodes later.
And suddenly it's fucking Fallout, it's Armor Core, it's like just all of this stuff here. I don't know what to do. Like, genuinely, I'm gonna be honest, Blaze, I'm gonna need like a fucking college essay on this. I'm gonna need like a friggin' book report, alright?
I already have the book report. I'll mail it to you.
Mail me the book report.
Om nom nom.
Read it
Oh,
on
excuse
stream
me, we're
like it's a
back, my
sonnet.
dudes.
Welcome back to Raw. Stev's brain has witnessed greatness. It's witnessed something. I can't deny, like, I can't deny the effort here, I guess. Right? I can't deny that. But also, it's just like... It's the perfect thing. It's the perfect thing for our generation, really. Now, of course, that guy's doing the Fortnite emote. I know that one in particular. That's the one you get whenever you activate two-factor authentication. For all generations. I got big statements to make about this, but before we wrap up, though. So... 2,000, 3,000 word essay written in MLA format. Yes, you bet.
Easily.
I expect that on my desk by next week, so I can
I
get
can
ahead
get
of
that by
grading.
you. I can get that to you tonight.
Good. Get it to me. I need it for the early grading. Is Gen Alpha humor, but you can enjoy it too, Step? Gen Alpha? Gen Z likes this, dude. He's still here?
What?
G-Man's still here! With cooking scientists, someone escaped. The toilets now have the upper hand once again.
How is G-Man still alive? We watched him die.
So, like, what I don't even get, right? With all of this. And my question is still the biggest of all questions, right? And that question is why? Why any of this? What do the toilets want, dude?
Can we get a standing ovation, clapping applause for Scooby Toilet 1 through 71?
I mean, I got the redeem. I got the redeem. It's right there, chat.
Go ahead and redeem it.
I just, I can't. Man.
My heart's a stereo. It beats for you, so listen close.
Stev's game theory on the lore of Skibbity Toilet coming. You know what? I'll get right on that. I'm gonna say it right now, though, chat. To hell with anyone that says that this is bad because it doesn't make any sense.
It makes plenty of sense.
We've had so many things throughout our time here on the internet that have gotten big and they make zero sense. right? Or they're just completely like bombastic. Like this right here is just like a more high effort version of this. Of this. This guy. It's just a more ow. This is a more high effort version of this. Oh yeah, this is gonna get me claimed. It's gonna get strucken down probably.
We like to party, we like to party.
Like we were doing this all the way back in 2014, son. Look at this. It's the same thing. We've been doing this shit for years, son. Don't think that we are not above this. All right? We are not above this. All right? We're not above any of the Skibidi Toilet stuff. It's been this way forever. So, yeah. That's how I see it. That's how I see it anyways. I mean, like, listen, I think it's, yeah, like, it will never die. It will never die. It's just basically more of this, but now it has, like...
Lore.
Yeah. Now it has lore, and it gets, like... hundreds, over 100 million views sometimes.
Holy shit, this is breathtaking. We just watched the entirety of Skibidi Toilet. How do you feel, Mr. Step?
I feel like I need to just... I don't know. I
feel like I need to lie down. I've watched Skibidi Toilet the entirety twice today. I need to lie down.
You are a soldier for that. You are a soldier. You gotta see Mogul Toilet. Didn't we see him? Dude, dude.
What the fuck is Mogul Toilet?
What is Mogul Toilet? Let's see it. What is this? What is Mogul Toilet? Did you send me it? Did you send me it, Toad? Did you send me it? Because I can't, dude. I can't. You gotta help me out here. I got so much toilet on the mind, okay? I'm literally a toilet right now. It's all blending in. It's all in a bowl. It's all just flushed. It's flushed away, you know? It's all flushed away. Check shorts. Check shorts?
Check shorts?
What? What, like stream shorts? What? Brother, you are fucking me up right now. You're fucking me up right now. Up there. Oh, the shorts tab. Okay.
Whoa!
Whoa, that's crazy. Right up the shorts. Sorry. Go. Okay, cool. Mongol toilet? What? Whoa. Shorts. This is the medieval toilet. This is the worst toilet ever. Mongol toilet. This? I thought you said mogul toilet.
I'm so upset. I'm so upset. I'm so upset. Enough toilet! Please!
Enough.
Put me out of my misery! Please!
He finally cracked.
Please! Old Yeller me! Take me out back!
He can't keep it up anymore, dude.
I wanna go to bed! Burn my degree! Take it! Take it! Please!
I didn't know it was affecting you so strongly.
I've been holding it in all this time.
This guy's been making like SFM stuff for for years, it looks like, up until this point, and then this just took off, it looks like.
Enough is enough.
Wow. Did Steph get sent to Brazil? Dude, I'm all the way in a different universe right now. You ain't gonna find me again. You're
I
not
don't
gonna
think I
find
can-
me again.
I don't think I can look at toilets the same ever again.
You're gonna think... You'll think that this will come out. Steph went to Ohio. That was 10,000. That was 100,000% worth recommending. I just love how that was what did you in. That was what did you in there. That's incredible.
Enough is enough.
Chat. It took 15 years to get the degree. Only took 15 seconds to destroy.
Chat, will you release me, or will you force me to stay and review more Skibidi content? Please set me free. It's up to chat vote, though. It's up to chat vote.
I gotta be honest, though, right? I think that we're all good for tonight. Why is this season 14? What? Huh? That makes no sense. Whatever. We gotta raid out, chat. We gotta raid out to somebody, somehow. We're gonna do it, okay? I don't know who's live right now. Let's see. 14 seasons. Skip it, dude, I can't. I might just keel over. I might just be done with everything tonight. I don't know if I'm gonna make it to the gym. I'm gonna try, though. I'm gonna try
What
my
time is
absolute
it?
hardest. It's like midnight for me, but this is usually when I go. Because I get home at like
Planet
morbidly late
Fitness?
hours. Yeah,
Planet
Planet.
Fitness?
Yes, Planet Fitness. I go to
I
Planet
knew
Fitness.
it. I knew it.
Yep, I'm a Planet Fitness pal. So
I wish my gym was 24/7. I wish.
that's why I don't go to Y anymore, really. Because
I'm a Crunch Fitness baby.
Crunch Fitness.
It's like 3 minutes away from my house.
I've never heard of such a thing.
It may be a Georgia thing.
Do you feel regret watching Skibidi Toilet? You know what? I don't. And
Yes! Yes! I'm sorry. That was unprofessional of me. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for my outburst. It won't happen again.
Solar is just done. He's done keeping up appearances. He went from this to this in the span of like 15 seconds. That's crazy. That's absolutely fucking insane. Thank you, though, for doing this, though. Thank you for soldiering through.
I got
for
you.
soldiering through. I actually like the series. It's very dumb. I don't know if I wouldn't say I like it, but you know what? I respect it. I think more things should be like Skibidi Toilet in the sense of just fucking make the stuff that you want to make, and if you want to make it like big and bombastic, then it's fine. It's fine if it doesn't make any sense. Just fucking make the stuff. It's fine.
Hell yeah.
And that's the lesson here. That's the lesson that we take from this. We have the power to endure the Skibidi, and we did. We had that power, and now it's over. Thank you
now
all
it's over.
for fucking joining us for this. It's been so fun. Thank you, Blaze, for researching and making sure that I can follow along with this.
I got you. No worries.
If no one got me, I know that Blaze got me. Follow me on Twitch if you're not done so already. Go subscribe to my YouTube. I have a cool video up there about WrestleMania 19's Revenge Mode. It's very funny. It's very cool. You'll love it. Join the Discord. We're watching wrestling tomorrow night. It is Sting's final match. We're going to be watching My Little Pony Friendship's Magic again in the coming weeks. We're going to be playing probably Jackbox in the coming weeks too. We have a lot of fun stuff we do over there. Come and be a fun part. Or rather come and be a part of a fun community full of video games, wrestling, ponies, and whatever fucking else that we hyperfixate on. For now though, let's raid out. Let's raid out to somebody here. I feel like I know just the guy. Let's raid out to Paleo, chat. Let's raid out to Paleo. All I'm curious is if his brain will break more after seeing that film theory on it. I feel like I've consumed enough Skibidi
Yeah,
Toilet for
Skibidi
one
Toilet
night.
for like a year. For like a year.
For like a year for this fucking guy. But yeah, thanks y'all. We're gonna raid out to Paleo here. Long, boy, love. That right there is the raid message. That right there is the raid message, my friends. We're gonna start right there. Thanks again, everyone. We'll be back here in a couple weeks, actually, because I'm gonna take next week off from streaming to work on a video. It'll be worth it. Trust me, it'll be worth the wait.
Thank you for having me. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Thank you for fucking coming on here. It's been fun. And I'll see y'all later on while I go and have a lie down. Bye.
Bye.
Ah.